crowd is ready for this fatal four-way match to get underway.
And at the risk of sounding impulsive, this match has the makings of being a Match of the Year candidate.
Byron, what's the thought process for these superstars heading into this fatal four-way match?
Well, you almost always see alliances form in matches like this. So for these superstars, it'll be important to make sure they're not on the wrong end of those alliances.
Guys, there is so much intrigue here heading into this fatal four-way match.
That's what you get, Michael, when you have four superstars who can legitimately win this thing. Finding the total bird, painting the continent, turning my sister insane. This could possibly be the best day ever. And the forecast says that tomorrow will have 50,000,006 times better. Seize the day, and let's make sure that in every single possible way.
From England, weighing in at 640 pounds, the gentle giant, Mr. G.
A big-time fatal four-way match coming up here, guys.
Which means, believe it or not, we're going to be sending away three of these superstars with a loss here tonight.
Gathered friends, listen again to our legend of a simpler time, when there's no fancy elemental powers except for like 6 guys up in the mountains. Most people, they're just like normal, and they got simple problems, like people trying to kill them.
And then
who's trying to kill us today? One person's trying to kill us. Levi.
I am going to destroy you all. I
Is
have a
Josie
nut
trying to kill
launcher.
us? Oh, I see. Is Josie trying to kill us today?
I am a cat. Cats are always trying to kill people.
How about you, Liam?
I'll kill things. What am I killing? Direct me at something to kill.
How about that thing over there? What's this? Is it a SharkwolfDarkwolf?
Okay, so Liam
Yeah,
is basically...
unfortunately, I'm not the Suck Zoo, but I'm here, so...
Oh god, the suck. You know, I found more as time went on. Like, there was just there was a suck monkey. There was there was just a suck, which was just like a vacuum cleaner.
How far have you gone into the suck rabbit hole?
Suck snake, suck truck, suck duck, suck skeleton.
I have had just the most eventful 2 weeks in my entire goddamn life, and I could not remember what you were saying at first, and then it just clicked. Oh yeah, Facebook memes.
Like, I have like 10 of these suck people in my friends list now. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think Sucksu accepted my friend request.
I don't know. I still don't know the nature of these accounts. All I know is that a bunch of people from mask posting are friends with them.
Well, let's see if we can get one to be on the podcast. So my 2 weeks has basically been moving and ear infection.
Oh joy!
Yeah,
Both are delightful.
Also, I ran out of food because that school bus I bought at the start of the month, and I thought as soon as I bought this school bus, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna not have enough money to buy food last week of the month, and wouldn't you know it?
Josie, have you got terrible plans? Why have you bought a school bus?
I bought a school bus, so I couldn't eat for 2 weeks. I didn't have enough food for 2 weeks. I had an ear infection, and the medication they put me on doesn't work if you don't eat. So that was hell. I had to move.
I got sick twice, got my driver's license, and then... Fuck, what was it? Goddamn. Oh yeah, I bounced a check, except I didn't bounce a check, and it went through anyways, even though it wasn't in my name, so that's a secure bank.
That's weird.
Joy.
My bank wants... I
mean, I'm not gonna complain, because it was still my money, and I was dreading bouncing that fucking check, but like...
My bank once let somebody take all of my mom's money... But because they had all but one digit, because they got one digit of her account number wrong, and they were like, "Did you mean to say 9? You said 7." It's like, yes, I did mean to say 7 instead of 9. Okay, well you just did it again, but here's your money. Okay, thank you, bye.
Anyway,
I've moved now. So I managed to read the book despite the horrible agony of an ear infection, moving, and no food, and not being able to sleep, and not being able to sleep because of the ear infection. But I did not take I took one note. My only note is Raku is a bad president, and that's it. That's all my notes.
I took one note that doesn't.
But he built a wall.
Oh no.
I took one note that I guess we can go over now, just because it's like it fits overall into the theme. Mm-hmm. The Voroks are literally Zerg.
I bet you'd like to fit in Ragu's overalls.
What?
Where in any fuck did that come from?
What in the HE double fuck are you talking about?
Listeners, rewind the podcast like a minute. You'll get it. Or maybe half an hour, or maybe 30 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Bionicle.
Nope, we got one more meme to go over. And then we can officially start for real.
Okay, what's the meme?
You might know everything I'm going to do, but I know everything you're going to do.
But
Strange,
that has
isn't
no
it?
relevance right now. Fuck you.
Yeah,
You can't just bust that out whenever you want.
Yeah, well, now we've gotten it over with, so let's go.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
We
one
did
more
have
thing.
our first haha makes glass in a while, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
don't
true.
worry.
That's way at the end, though.
That shows up in this book.
No, it's
that
not.
shows up in...
What?
Oh, maybe it
Yeah,
showed up
it's
in the extra
it's like
chapter
way at the
that
end.
I read.
Didn't
Right
the
at the end, yeah.
fire guy also make
there's
glass
at the
when
right,
he...
right at the
Oh.
end. It's right at the end where the thing happens and it makes
Oh,
glass.
Oh, the fire guy. I don't remember him making glass.
Oh, I thought like when he exploded everyone.
No, I think he just shot the ice guy, but I mean,
Can we
we'll
get
get to
on
that.
with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the
So,
Sonic,
where
in
is-
the Sonic the Hedgehog OVA.
Shut up, Josie.
Metal
So-
Sonic.
Shut up. No,
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 And
no,
Sonic
no.
is
I
bad.
enjoy it. I enjoy it.
We're in the arc, the double arc, in fact. One arc where Tarduk goes on a spooky quest, and the other arc where Etero gets sacked by Skral. And in the Tarduk one, it starts off with Tarduk being Tarduk.
And
As you do.
what is the name of the colorist of Fall of Etoro?
I don't know. Why'd you ask?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
What the
Oh,
hell are you
is-
on about?
Are you talking about Mrs. Areola?
Yes,
What?
I noticed that as well.
Oh,
Everyone
no.
on the comic has a really silly name.
Ulysses
notice that.
Areola.
I never fucking noticed that.
There's something-
Ulysses Areola.
There's also Pop Man, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Popman.
yeah, that's his actual name, though.
Yeah, I know. Everyone on it has a silly name.
And Ulysses Areola might be a real person's name also, Liam. That doesn't change the fact that their name is Ulysses Areola.
It's not even
I mean,
Ulysses,
just
it's
adds
just
to the
Ulyss. They missed the F.
Oh no.
Ulysses Areola.
I am sorry, Mr. or Mrs. Areola, for us.
I mean, it's still not as silly as that one politician we used to have around here named Sandra Pupatello.
Oh dear
That's
God, that
pretty
was a real
unfortunate.
name?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a
God.
real name. There was
remember-
also my mum ran across an Indian woman when she was doing telemarketing who was just known as Mrs. Rancid Crotch.
I
Oh,
could've
my
sworn
mum's
these were just
my mum's
characters
driving instructor was Gay
I could've
Rider.
I could've sworn these were just characters in your fan fiction. Holy shit!
No, I based these characters off of actual people.
I know. Oh my God! I could've just. Oh my God! I thought these were just people you
Pupatello
made up.
Rancid Crotch was based off two real people.
I thought these were just people you made up when you were 12. These are real people.
Patello Rancid Crotch. I love it.
Oh my God!
That sounds like a really messed up Ninja Turtle.
Sorry, we're talking about everything else except the book today because this is like a thing that happens at the end, and that's the only bit that matters.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this whole book up to now is basically filler, but it's fun.
Basically, the scroll break a thing, and then they hire some guys to break a different thing.
Trying to find a comic with the strange names.
We're at the point now in the series where I didn't actually read any of the novels. This is the first time I'm reading any of the 09 novels. I read the 2010 serials, but I didn't read any of the 09 stuff except for the comics. So
This has been
it really-
welcome to my world.
I didn't realize just how boringly drawn out
What?
they made the team up between the Skrull and the Bone Hunters, only to then bring it up again in the Legend Reborn as if it was a whole new thing.
Oh, I'm not bored experiencing it. I'm just bored talking about it, and we haven't even started talking about it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something
Yeah,
that...
it's definitely for me too. I basically all the 2009 story stuff that I read was just basically off wikis, and
Like
it was much shorter and
from
did the
my
same
perspective, like we'll talk about more about this next week, but I read the comics and I watched the movie and then I immediately moved on to 2010 stuff. So from my perspective, the whole thing with the Skrull, the whole plot line with the Skrull and Bone Hunters was contained to the movie. but now I'm finding out that they just drew it out for literally the entire fucking year, and I'm just like, why? Why make that such a huge plot point in the movie if it's just been drawn out every book prior as well?
I really like it. I really like it. I just don't know what to say about it.
I mean, yeah,
It would probably help if I had taken any notes.
yeah. So,
It's kind of
I
impressive.
found
that
the silly
story-
names, by the way.
oh, good.
Oh yeah, the
Impressive.
names.
But yeah,
that
it's
the
kind of funny.
story
Like,
was
there's a lot
somehow
of
drawn out.
there's a lot of stuff that happens, but it doesn't really amount to much when you look at it all in context. It's like, okay, yeah, the squirrel attacked a Darrow, and Tarduk went to see the great beings, and well, bone hunters attacked a place, and that's kind of it, really. But yeah, I did enjoy reading it. I'll say that much.
Wait, Tarduk actually met the Great Beings?
Sorry, not the great beings, the element lords.
Oh, yeah, them. They're cool.
I think you mean the Ugandan Knuckleses.
I
Oh
really
god.
like how... Wait,
So we gotta get to that.
okay, what? Okay, what?
know the way.
I was hoping that'd be a little later.
What the fuck? Okay, I was gonna say the water guy was really intimidating, and then you said that, and now all I can think about is that. What?
You don't remember that when the I think it was the Element Lord of Stone initially, or Rock initially came up. It was either Rock, one of them came up to Tarduk, and he literally said, "Do you know the way?"
Oh dear God! Oh God, I do
Yeah, I
remember
thought
that.
for sure
Oh,
Josie
God.
was going to bring that up.
Oh God, I do remember that. Oh God.
Yeah, a few of them did
God.
actually, but yeah.
Do you know the way?
Most of them, I think.
Surprisingly, though, they did know the way.
Well, kind of.
They told everyone that I did like that this
No, they
tree guy is threatening to put them inside a plant, and he's just like, "Do you know the way?" And they go, "Yes, I know the way. You
Definitely,
must release
of
me if you
course.
want to know the way."
We know that what they had was a map to something that's currently in space. They didn't know that. So as far as every
I didn't know that.
character, as far as it's going, they're looking for the red star. The red star is in space.
I thought it had like crashed or something. I thought this was many years in future time.
Oh shit!
No, this is happening at the same time as Makuta doing his thing.
Oh
That
no!
was-
It's literally like from the GSR. It's just it pans over and then this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
This is
no,
like
well,
this is like
think-
this is like when you're watching a show and then it just fades out and it says "Meanwhile in such and such a place."
Yeah.
But
At the
when
Legion of Doom.
the story would work so much better if the Mask of Life was floating in space for longer than 5 minutes.
but didn't it say like fucking Maskanui's journey was so long and like
It's really not.
It's really not.
You certainly wouldn't know it from watching the intro to the movie, which we'll see next week, where
So-
it literally flies out of the galaxy.
And then back in
So-
again.
Yeah.
So, at what point during the last book chapters we read, at what point do you think the mask was ejected from the robot?
I don't know. Probably like around when we started reading this time.
That reminds me, by the way, at what point in, like, this has gone on for quite some time, and I didn't want to ask this too soon, but now I'm tempted. When are we getting to Reign of Shadows?
That comes up, I think, pretty much parallel with the movie. So
I
we're
feel
getting
like
it
that's
either
So
the
that'd
next
be
more
time.
next
segue
week
in the
then.
middle of 2009.
Okay,
how
because
far away is Baramagna from the planet like all the
okay,
Matoran? 'Cause, like,
Aquamagna is literally the moon of Baramagna.
And the robot
No.
is standing
Like-
on Aquamagna.
Yeah. So,
Aquamagna is the world that the Matoran.
When Spherus
Yes.
Magna
Right.
Spherus Magna split into chunks, most of the mass of the planet is Baramagna. Most of the plant life on the planet became Bodamagna, which we will never explore. And Aquamagna is most of the water on the planet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally an endless ocean planet.
Okay.
Your only real hint in the story that we read for this week is actually that they keep mentioning there's 2 moons on the planet. That's it.
Well, no, they mentioned the shattering more than once.
Yeah, they
But they
reference
don't
to it.
really explain it.
Well, I just did. So
They
I guess...
mentioned specifically that the planet tore itself apart.
I mean, I explained it and Liam didn't yell at me, so I assume it must.
And
have
there were
explained
also
already.
other hints like such and such has been happening since before Barra Magna had moons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like your main hint.
Yeah, but it says, like, there were fucking armies led, like, tens of thousands of years ago.
Oh no! The shattering did occur during a war.
It's referred to, I don't think it's ever really a plot point that can be spoiled, but it's referred to literally as the Core War.
Oh.
Yep. They
Okay.
were fighting they were fighting wars over some gray goo that they found in the core of the planet, and that's what Energized Protodermis was.
Grey goo that, quote, had the power to transform or destroy anything it came in contact with. I think we know what that is.
I
just said
hadn't
it.
made these connections.
My choice of
It's Energized Protodermis. The
Yeah,
core
there
of
you go.
the core of Spherus Magna is the source of Energized Protodermis.
I thought we were on a completely different planet.
We are.
We are, but also we're not. All three planets are part of the same planet. So they are, but they aren't. Are there other planets in this solar system, or is it just these three?
I think it's just these three.
That is a small-ass solar system for such a big planet.
Okay, so basically what happened is the planet tore itself apart because somebody tried to harness the energy of Energized Protodermis, and...
Okay.
So
They were
basically-
fracking for
enough.
Energized Protodermis.
yeah.
Basically, over.
And I guess the great beings took samples of it into the GSR just to fuck around or something. I don't know.
That's what they do.
Basically, there was overfracking mixed in a little with some of Superman's origin. In some tellings of Superman's origin, Krypton was split. Sometimes Krypton just blew up because it was its time. Others, it was because it was overmined or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I gotta watch.
But yeah, basically both poles of the planet just shot out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we'll get more into
And
that later. But for now, we're talking about Tarduk, okay?
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, it's hard. Oh yeah, Turducken. Oh yeah,
Back on
Turducken.
topic.
Yeah, we're talking about
Oh yeah,
Tarduk
Turducken.
and his
He's
little
going on a
gang of
wild goose
buddies.
chase.
It's caravan time.
Yeah, there's,
Again.
there's Tarduk. There's one guy.
There's
I guess
Skodonius,
I'll be
who-
honest, I don't remember anybody's names in this arc except for fucking Tarduk, Galu, Akar, and the other Glatorian.
I remember.
What
You don't know
about
Crossgears.
Malum?
I remember.
He's a
Kerbal
Glatorian. I
because-
just said the other Glatorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember
guess he counts.
Kerbald. I remember Kerbald because I didn't recognize that name as a set, so I looked him up, and it's a set. It's a non-set Agori whose appearance was designed by Inner Rage. So that's pretty neat.
Cool.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think that guy. You would think that the BZ Power sprite makers would have been allowed to design more canon characters, but I think that's the only one he got.
Oh well. Anyway, Tarduk, along with a bunch of other Agori, they are preparing for the Atero Tournament Magna, I think they call it. Basically, it's a big old tournament type arena duel thing for a Glatorian. They hold it every year, I think. And, yeah, well, this year they're preparing for it. And Tarduk's just like, just sort of goofing off a bit. He's looking through some rubbish that's just lying around. And he's like, hey, what's this? It's a rock with a fancy map on it. I wonder what it could mean.
I thought it was a sheet of metal.
Yeah, it was a shield.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, a sheet of metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
a
mean,
scrap
you
of
could
metal,
you,
yeah.
you could use you could use a random ass sheet of metal as a shield.
But regardless, yeah, he sees the map on it and he wants to immediately go and explore it. Never mind, all the stuff he's got to do. No, let's just go see what this is all about.
Yeah, they gotta set stuff up for this tournament. No, he's just gonna pull some friends out of their job and it's like, hey, we gotta go look at this thing that spoilers isn't actually there anymore.
Yep. And he gets Crotesius in on it, along with who was the other one? Is it Kerbold?
Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
I think that's why I was talking about Kerbold.
Yeah. And and they set off on a quest north past the White Quartz Mountains into the great unknown beyond.
Yep, and within the universe, none of these characters know they're going on a wild goose chase, but anyone who read the book and is paying attention knows what they're looking for is in space right now, so they're not going to find it.
I also really like how he chooses who he wants to go on this adventure with, because he's like, Kerbal just wants to go home, and the other guy's a creep, but I'm gonna bring him along.
They're
anyway.
the only one. They're the only guys who said yes.
Yeah.
like-
I quote,
this is like
Scodonius was kind of a creep.
This is like Bird After Rating or some Shaggy Dog story. Like everything is going to go to shit, and they're not even going to notice because they're off on this wild goose chase, this literal wild goose chase. They're not even going to find what they're not even going to get to where they're looking for. To find out, they'll be disappointed.
I think you mean Wild Rocksteed Chase.
Oh yeah, I hate it when these stories do that.
According to Bonk, the Spigots are the Bonkle horses.
Yes, but there's a time in this this book that they specifically say it's a wild Rocksteed chase.
Oh god. Oh god.
Which makes no sense because they're not birds.
Does Barra Magna have multiple horses?
Yes, we went over this before. There's Rocksteeds, there's Sandstalkers, and Spigots.
My god!
Every animal they released this year.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Even the giant scorpion tank is a horse?
Yeah,
Sure, it's Tellurus' horse.
it's special. He has a name to
Yeah,
it.
it's Tide Pods' horse.
Tide
Pods were Tide. They are.
Barrel.
The boomers are selling Tide Pod alcohol now.
Now I'm trying to remember. There was another so something just randomly came to mind. I'm looking into it now, but there was another graphic novel from this year that I never saw before and had exclusive comics in it. So I'm hoping that's part of this book later down the line.
It should be. I think I know the one you're talking
I
about.
think it was All Our Sins Remembered.
Something like that. It was included in the Paper Cuts graphic novels.
Yeah, it's All Our
yeah.
Sins Remembered. It was illustrated by Stuart Sager, which is the only one from this year that had him back as the artist.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I hope
It's from
that's
the
in there.
Legends of Mara Magna series.
Hopefully it's in there. But, anyway.
If we ever have Stuart Sager on,
I know. It was the one that showed it was the only one to show the canonical appearances of the Element Lords.
if we ever had Stuart Sager on, which nickname which of Greg's nicknames for Steven would we go with for Steve from Steven Universe?
What?
By the way, I'm going to try and send this image and hope my internet doesn't fuck up, but this is the Element Lords.
I think we should address Stuart Sager as Stewball.
I'm so disappointed Element Lords never got sets.
I mean, if this image will ever send, you'll understand why they didn't.
I mean, the way they were described is basically just made out of their elements.
I swear to God, if the
That
image
would have
you're
been
tr-
awesome.
I swear to God, if the image you're trying to load is the one on the wiki page,
It is, but I'm trying to send it for fucking Levi's reference.
I could send it to him, Liam.
Well,
If you
fucking
want
do
to
it
make a
then.
set that represents their elements, just like get a Torah and set him on fire. That'll do for the right now, right?
I mean, you're not wrong.
By the way,
It'll work once.
can we just appreciate for a moment that the Element Lord of Jungle is literally the creature from the Black Lagoon?
At Levi in Recording General. This is Stuart Sager's artwork for
Okay.
some of the Element Lords.
Why
I think
does the water one have a fishbowl on his head like sandy fucking cheeks? He
Because-
surely can breathe underwater, given he is
Because
water.
the Element Lords are made of water. I mean, they're made of their elements.
Yes,
It
but
is
why
wor-
does he
it
need
is
a
wor-
fishbowl on his head if that's the case?
I
Okay,
do
so-
I do like these though because they're very similar to like the Slicers elemental enemy things, and also the unused obviously unused elemental bosses in the Legend of Matanui, which were probably based on that same concept.
Probably,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
they're not
Also,
just-
there's a rock lord. and I find that funny.
another parallel to Slicer's Throwbots, whatever, is
But is
the
there a
Element Lords
shitlord?
the Element Lords seem to just refer to each other by their elements, like that's just their names.
Yeah.
That's how the Throwbot do. Because Lego was very uncreative with their trademarks back then.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's mentioned in this book somewhere that they all used to be Glatorian.
Yep.
And so presumably they had names before they were the Element Lords.
Now I'm sad. Now
I've
I'm very
never
sad
heard of
because
that.
I was just reading the trivia section for the Element Lords, and I must have forgotten about this since it's been so long since I read the script, which I guess we'll go over in the final episode of the show. But apparently the unproduced sequel to The Legend Reborn was supposed to feature the Element Lords as the antagonists.
Oh,
I wanna
no,
die.
I'm sad too.
Curtis, are you sure
It
that
says here the
information
el-
had already been revealed?
I'm pretty sure they mentioned it somewhere. Like they said, the great beings picked some from the warrior class to turn them into the Element Lords.
Okay.
Jungle Lord explained it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 of the Element Lords are women, and I don't remember which ones. I think
Earth is one of them, or Rock,
Earth?
rather.
Earth.
No, it is Earth. Yeah.
It-
I forget which other one.
So the Earth Rock. Oh God, is there an Earth? There's an Earth, Rock, and Sand this time.
Yeah, Earth
There's
was added much
3.
later, but
They
No,
split.
hang on, no. There's ice, fire, jungle, water, sand, and either Earth or Rock. I can't remember which.
No, there
It's
is
rock.
both. There's
Okay.
both.
There's no Earth.
There is both.
No,
but
no,
later
there's-
Greg went
I
back
am
and said
looking
Oh,
at it
wow,
right
there is.
now. I am looking at it right now.
What the fuck? Why?
that was
doesn't
added
have
in a
a-
Greg
Why-
discussion.
Why are there 7 of them?
Wait, what? There's 7?
Because why not?
There's
Since
an
when are there
Earth,
7?
There's an Earth, Rock, and Sand.
Yeah,
They made it
Greg,
worse.
Greg
Imagine
talked
being
about
the
the
Sand
Earth
Lord.
tribe like 3 years ago, I think.
Holy
my God.
shit. Okay, yeah. So it's Earth and Rock. They're both the women. They're both the
Okay.
women's. Okay, great. That's not
Sure.
confusing. That's not even more confusing. Oh,
Okay,
and
so
the
I'm
sand
looking
one. And
over-
the sand one.
Okay.
So Rock, Earth, and Sand are all girl, and inexplicably exist. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Sure. But
Okay, so it looks like we should have read the Legends of Bara Magna graphic novel series before what we're currently reading,
Well, we
because
fucked
it
up.
apparently comes before Fall of Atero.
Huh. Maybe
Weird.
maybe TuragaNuva added it as like an epilogue because it was released later. I mean, we'll see.
Well, we fucked up. We can't unfuck it.
Yeah. Anyway, for now, let's get back to the story we did read. So, Tarix and Strack, they're doing a little bit of training, preparing for the tournament themselves. And, Tarix is worrying because there was a trade caravan bound for Tejun that got attacked. And, he's like, maybe I should be with my people. But Strack's like, nah, that's baby shit. You just be here. You'll be fine. And, Gresh is
I
practicing
love
his moves.
I
He's
love
practicing
Strack.
outside, specifically to keep his moves secret from the other guys.
At
I
night,
love
so no one
Strack.
can
Kinda
see
funny.
him.
I love Strack. He's such a lovable asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gresh is like experienced enough to know that everyone else got secret shit that they have, so they don't have to spoil it. But Gresh is not experienced enough to have practiced that himself. So basically, in order to stay competitive, he's got to practice outside where no one can see his crazy moves.
I mean, could he not, practice with people on his team, like Vastus?
But he may have to fight Vastus for some reason.
Wait, is that a thing? I thought they just went in
I don't
village
know.
teams.
Is it?
If one of them got hired for somebody else.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, apparently the Glatorian have villages they're associated with, but they can just as easily be hired out by someone else to do other stuff.
I think
Or
the village is just
maybe
where
if
they
there's, like-
live.
Maybe if there's like a dispute between Agori in the same village, they have to pit the two guys against each other.
Yeah, actually, that is a fair point. Is that Glatorian don't have like any natural association with one village or another? They just go with whoever hires them.
I don't think they're even associated with an element. I think it's just their armor.
Yeah, they do default to the village of their color, because like Strack is a dickhead and only does anything for money, but he definitely seems to have a preference for Iconox.
Well, I mean, Iconox is all like that, so
Yeah.
I assume they just hired him because he's like-minded.
Well, Jello is cool.
What?
Well, Jello is cool. He doesn't seem to have a preference for Iconox.
Well, I don't know. Like, maybe he just last
Basically,
worked for
what I'm
Iconox, which is
saying
why he has
is-
ice
What
armor.
I'm saying is they all have team allegiance, but they don't have it too much. So they'll go to work
To
for
be
someone
fair-
else if they pay enough. Like during the course of this book, everyone decides,
Okay,
the volcano village really sucks. We gotta go help them.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
be
Well,
fair,
what?
they
Sorry,
do care about their village, but you kind of tend to care about where you live.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, if, for example, Gresh went to go live in Volcanus and was hired by Volcanus as their, prime Glatorian, let's say, then he would put on red armor and, like, fire motifs and stuff. He wouldn't look like a jungle boy anymore, is what I'm saying.
Nope. I imagine their skin color is whatever their headpiece is.
Yeah, so that's just, like,
Or maybe
transparent
it could be like,
orange.
It could be like, it's like there's a character in Dice Funk that can shapeshift, and they're very small. And one character is like, if you can choose to be big all the time, why do you choose to be small most of the time? And he's like, well, I can choose to be big, but I just feel small is all.
Okay.
So basically what I'm saying is you can wear orange if you can wear red if you feel like, but if you feel green inside, then you want to feel green outside also.
Oh, get
You
it,
know who
Gresh is
else
green,
feels
'cause he's
green
a
inside?
rookie.
Toei Agnika.
No. He feels yellow inside. He just likes green.
He's compatible with green.
Oh wait, no, actually, hold on. Is it yellowish orange or orange shell? I gotta look it up.
There you go.
Yellowish orange.
So, let's see, where were we? Oh yes, while Gresh is training outside, Malum comes along, and he says, "Hey, boy, listen up. I'm telling you, there's a storm coming." And Gresh is like, "Nah, there ain't no storm."
You know
I'd
what?
know
I
about
guess Sean Connery is the voice I imagined for Malum.
Okay. And,
And then Gresh just burns his shield to be edgy, I guess.
yeah,
I've never understood that panel.
I usually, when I'm reading Malum's voice, I'm hearing, like, Pandor from Ben 10, but sometimes I forget what that sounds like, and I just imagine Sean Connery.
I literally
always
watched
thought,
an
like,
episode of
Kratos
Ben
would be
10
good.
with Pandora in it recently, and I completely forgot what his voice sounds like. He's the Russian one, right?
The German guy.
Oh, German, okay.
The German radioactive guy who lives in an
Oh,
oven.
yeah, that's the one, yeah.
The one who lives in an oven.
Yeah,
He
that
hates
guy.
it. He hates it, so he hires people to break it for him.
That's right. I remember that guy. Good guy. Well, bad guy, but you know.
There's an episode of Ben 10. There's an episode where Ben turns into him and is all like, "Oh no! Don't break my suit! What? I'll die!" And then the bad guys break him because they took the bait and was like, "Ha ha! That's to limit my power. You're fucked."
Anyway,
I like Ben 10.
it's a good show. Anyway,
They should bring it back and make it worse. Oh.
Thanks, Silver Chariot.
so Tarduk and Cortesius and Kerbold, they set off on their journey to the Great North. They take 2 days to trek through the White Quartz Mountains, at which point they get stalked by mecha wolves. What's the deal with mecha wolves?
What's the deal with airline wolves?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but they run straight into the den of them.
Yep. Good
Cyborg
job.
wolves would be more weird if there were regular wolves before this.
Bright light orange. That's the name of the color of the Mask of Light likes to be.
Okay. And, and they run into the leader of the wolves, who is Cyril, the guy from the Ice Tribe who was exiled. And,
Yep.
I feel like we've heard this story before. You know, some guy gets exiled and then becomes the leader of the wolves. It's weird that it happened twice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it does like happening.
But
Yeah.
does he dance with the wolves?
That
I'm
is
pretty
the
sure
biggest
he
question.
answers the wolves. He does like being wolves. Yep, Matt says here, he's a Glatorian. He's a member of the Glatorian species, but he was never a Glatorian by occupation, which makes it even more confusing that they chose to name these things like this.
He's a Glator, not a Glatorian.
Oh, I see, okay.
So the Glatorian is a species, but also a job title.
Yep.
Great.
Yes.
So when you got a guy that's one but not the other, it just kind of makes it weird that he's called that.
Well, see, he's a Glatorian, but he's not a Glatorian. It's simple as that.
Yeah, and the Skrull are Glatorian, but they aren't Glatorian.
Yeah.
And the Voroks are probably Glatorian, but they're definitely not Glatorian.
What the fuck
They're
are the
related,
bone
I think.
hunters then?
They're
Agori.
related to a gory.
Yeah,
They're like a evolutionary split from a gory.
Yeah.
yeah. They're basically like Pokemon, but it's Pokemon is a split evolution. So like
Imagine gorillas with a slightly bigger brain.
So they're like if the Agori get badass and their friendship levels go up, then they evolve into bone hunters. But if they're real frustrated and angry, then they become evil. Actually, I guess they become evil either way. Okay, so basically they evolve, they gain the dark type either way, but it's either bone hunters or Zesk.
Yeah.
I just posted the concept art for Cyril, and I think he uses an Anika chess piece for his mask.
Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting.
Yep. He looks pretty neat. He looks pretty neat. Definitely does not look like a crippled old man.
Well, the one leg is kind of messed up, but
That could be perspective, but
Ew.
you know what?
Is this official concept art?
it's on the wiki.
It's on the
I don't
wiki.
remember which one.
And you know how Swert
Yeah.
feels about things that aren't canon.
Yep, I did get it from BSO1.
Nice.
Yep, and you know how Swert feels about things that aren't canon.
Nice.
Yep, if you look up Nobua on Google, it brings up a joke Nobua article written by some jackass named QSKSW.
I see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go back to
That's
Ateru
me!
Arena.
The joke is I hate myself.
Okay. Back to Ateru Arena, where the tournament is actually going on now, and we got Tarrix versus Strack, the real deal.
Hell
And
yeah.
they're duking it out. They're putting up a good fight against each other. Not really sure who's gonna win. When suddenly, oh god, there's hundreds of Skrull just bursting
Yeah.
through the doors.
They're all like wondering, hey, when are the bad guys going to show up? They're not here yet. And they're like, oh, they're those Skrull, fashionably late as always.
Except when it's an actual army of them.
Yeah, so they're basically all like, oh yeah, we're fucking sick of pretending to be. We're sick of pretending we live in a society. We're just gonna take everything that we want instead of.
Yep.
It's like basically these guys like they just get whatever they want anyway because they've never lost in the arena, and I guess they're bored of this system.
Yeah, they're just doing away with the pleasantries and saying, right, yeah, we're just gonna take it. And we're gonna start by destroying the symbol of this whole Glatorian system, Ateru Arena.
Yeah, can you imagine how angry they would have been if they had lost in the arena?
Oh boy, yeah.
If they had lost in the arena, they would have just taken over right then and there. But then they're all like, man, we were gonna wait until one of you fuckers beat us to take over, but fuck, you guys suck.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it now.
So yeah,
So they do it.
Yeah, the gathered Glatorian do try to fight back, but unfortunately there are just too many Skrull, and they completely overrun them and destroy the arena. Everybody huddles in some caves to try and, regroup, count the losses. At least 6 dead, maybe more. It's, we don't know what the population is, but that seems pretty significant for, the strong warrior types. For 6 of them to be dead.
Yeah, for a story that only has like
13 named characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Kina
6
freaks
Toa
out.
were dead, we'd have exactly 200 Toa.
Kina freaks out when there's when two die later on. So like, I'm gonna.
I mean,
say,
you'd freak out if you saw 2 dead people too.
I don't know.
Not if I was in Mad Max world.
Fair.
I'd be like, 2 dead people. That's they're dead.
How many dead 2 people?
1.
I think I can handle seeing 2 dead people.
Okay.
What's happening? Where am I?
Sure.
Who did this?
So yeah. Where are we? So the guys see Sorel in the wolf place, and he explains the story of the war over the core, the battle over energy.
Oh, you said wall. You said war. I thought you said wall.
No, war.
You gotta pronunciate better with your accent there, because otherwise we gotta have a conversation about the nostalgia critic, and no one
Now
wants to
listen
talk
here,
about the nostalgia critic.
if I truly did enunciate things with my accent, you wouldn't understand a word.
I'm
We're
right
not
up
from
for
the
brave.
Black Country.
I'm not from
right
any
up
of
for
those
brave.
countries.
Your movie was a lot more interesting before it was about bears.
Anyway, so yeah, the whole core war thing is people battling over some kind of mysterious energy. As we explained, it's energized protodermis.
Yep.
They make that pretty clear in the text.
I called it gray goo, which is prescient because of what gray goo means.
I see.
It's a thing that eats. It's a thing that eats society.
Ah, right. But yeah, the Element Lords were part of that war. They were, in fact, leading the charge, and at some point they were trapped by whatever happened. But now they roam free once more.
So I think I did write this in my notes last time, or maybe I just tweeted about it because it made no sense, and it only makes sense with context. So I thought that the Element Lords had been sealed up on Boda Magna, but apparently they weren't.
No, they were on Barra Magna.
So like when I first read in this that it said that they were trapped, I thought that meant, oh, they're trapped on Boda Magna and everything cool is on Aqua Magna and Barra Magna, so they don't got anything to do. But then I started reading them. They showed up, and I was like, oh. So Boda Magna is just completely pointless to the entire story forever. Then.
Oh no, there's stuff. There is stuff on Boda Magna. It comes up like right at the very end of the story and doesn't actually amount to anything, but it exists.
If it didn't end where it ended, it would have been important.
Yeah. If the end wasn't the end, then maybe it would have been a thing.
I hate economics.
The original plan, but anyway.
If Lego hadn't run out of money, if Bionicle hadn't run out of money to put in the Lego, in opposite of what I just did, if Lego hadn't run out of Bionicle monies, they could have done it, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Sadness.
But anyway, at least we got, a bit of Element Lord stuff, such as Iceman crashing the party. He just comes on in and snowballs the lot of them.
Yep, he's my favorite X-Man because he's the only one I know.
Yep, and he would have killed them if not for the fireman. He's here. And just, blasts them with fire.
He's my favorite Spider-Man character. The fireman.
Meanwhile, Sorel is just like, oh yeah, these are my friends, the gods of this planet.
No, I wouldn't call them friends.
He doesn't.
Given he does run away from them immediately.
These are my roommates, gods.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like the idea of him just giving exposition while they're fighting above him. He just has to shout over the fire.
It's just like fire and ice blowing up all around him, and he's just standing there like he's completely invulnerable. By the way, have you met my roommates, Fire and Ice?
See, they're kind of
every Tuesday, I swear.
They're kind of always fighting, so you just kind of gotta get used to them.
Yeah.
If you
Try not to die.
if you try to not talk while they're fighting, then you just never talk. It's like me recording a podcast with Liam.
You know what? Now I'm imagining Sorrel is just like the old man from Zelda.
Yeah.
Like the original.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Kinda.
Grope me.
Yes, I can lie. I have painted my dream. Now grab your destiny if you know what I mean.
If you didn't understand that joke from that whole music video, there it is.
NSP is making a new covers album, and I'm excited to shit.
Are they
nice.
finally going to cover that one Pokemon song that sounds exactly like a Starbomb song?
No, but
They should, because there's a Pokemon song that sounds... There's an actual song for the Pokemon to be a Master album that sounds exactly like something Starbomb would sing. It literally even sounds like Dan and Aaron are singing it.
Huh.
I don't remember what it... I think it might literally be to be a Master. Hold on.
Well, that's gonna be the intro music for this episode, so...
To be a Master.
There you go.
I'm trying to find it now. What are the songs that they're covering this time? Fuck. I gotta find it on their Instagram.
Anyway.
If Pokemon isn't among that cover album, I will be sad.
Now I gotta get to their Instagram. Hold on.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'll keep talking
I
about the story.
already have. I have it.
Okay.
They're doing Photograph.
Okay.
They're doing
They're also-
Photograph?
Yes. They're also doing Sledgehammer, which I am hyped to shit for.
I don't give a shit. Photograph. Photograph. Photograph.
Look at this graph.
Look at this photograph. It's a
this
photo of a
giraffe.
photograph.
Nice.
Oh, they're also doing Safety Dance, which I'm amazed it took them this long.
Nickelback issued a copyright claim on the president. This is the world we live in. Donald Trump tweeted a clip from Photograph, and Nickelback took it down.
Okay.
And then he tweeted a clip from Disney's Pinocchio, because he thought, well, if I can't get out of copyright strike from Nickelback, maybe I can get out of fucking Disney. He's a fucking idiot! This man tried to trademark his catchphrase when he was a reality man.
I mean, he wouldn't be the only one.
Yeah.
Weren't we talking about Bonkles?
At some
Yeah.
point we were, yes.
Didn't he
Once
steal
upon a
his
time.
catchphrase as well?
Yeah, you're
I
fired.
thought
is
Lord
not-
Alan Sugar was doing that way before you.
Yeah, you're fired is not an original catchphrase.
Yeah, I know, but like specifically, like even the whole apprentice thing, I thought that was Alan Sugar's thing.
There are no
I'm
original
not
ideas.
sure.
There are no original ideas, and certainly none from this man.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Who
Even
did The
his-
Apprentice first?
Even his nicknames, even his nicknames aren't original. Cheeto Mussolini.
Let's see. The
I
Apprentice
forgot
British
I
TV
forgot
series.
Why am I on Reddit? I forget why I'm on Reddit. Oh right, I'm looking up Pokemon.
Nobody should be on Reddit.
So there's a song from the To Be a Master Pokemon music album from the 90s that sounds just like Aaron and Danny are singing it, and it's really trippy, and I would really like to hear them cover it.
Okay, no. So the Apprentice in America actually started a year before it did in the UK.
Oh, well,
there we
fucking
go.
Amstrad late to the party as usual.
Yep. Everything America ever did, Europe, England, United Kingdom did it first.
Except for this thing that we specifically just said.
I found out recently that you guys invented that you guys came up with calling it soccer. It's not us.
Yeah, well, to be fair, your football is 90% spent with the ball in your hands, and it's
Yes,
not
but
even
what
a
I'm-
ball, it's an egg. You play
Yes,
hand
That
egg.
makes perfect sense.
Yes, but you see, you guys came up with calling it soccer, not us.
Yes, because you put it in a sock.
Yes,
by that logic, you should be calling yours fucking...
No. Okay, so
egg line.
basically, you were the full name of it was Associated Football, and then at some point English people were all like, this is too many words, too many syllables. Let's call it soccer. Let's go with soccer.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. Associated football, soccer. Sock. I like
Well, there we
socks.
go.
Either way, you're
People
American
wear
degenerates, and your sports are silly.
This has been history time on Gathered Friends.
Agreed.
Yeah, this has been Bionicle soccer ball history.
And god damn it, you wasted all that tea.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah,
Anyway.
we did throw
There's an
tea into
annual
the ocean.
pilgrimage to Boston Harbor to mourn for that tea.
Oh yeah, we did throw tea into the ocean, didn't we? Good times. I was there.
How much caffeine do you think the fish had that night?
I mean,
all of
to be
it.
fair, there is an argument that they just made the world's biggest cup of tea, which would be commendable.
That's why
But I think
fish
it's the intent that matters here.
That's why fish is so good. That's why fish is so good for you. It's all the caffeine.
Does that mean the ocean is still, like, tea, technically?
You ever see
The ocean has to be at least some percentage
Okay,
tea.
so you know how in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. it's canon now that the ocean is just laced with superhero chemicals?
Is it?
Yeah, the Inhuman, what's it called? The juice that makes the Inhuman... Terrigen, that's it.
Go drink it.
The Terrigen...
Become the cat you were always meant to be.
the Terrigen mist got mixed in with the whole ocean.
Yep,
So-
and then people digest it through fish oil.
Yep. So basically the entire ocean is contaminated with superhero juice now.
Does that mean a
Excellent. My
vegetarian
babies will
Of
fly.
other people is gone.
Okay.
Technically,
If-
you can't be a vegetarian because all water has had fish in it.
When we're finally getting an MCU Kamala Khan, her origin story better be I was sick one day and my mom gave me a fish oil pill and now I'm stretch Jesus.
Stretch Jesus. That's
Yeah,
their specific set of powers. They are Stretch and Jesus.
Okay, it's basically she's like a rubber man.
Yeah, it's weird
She's
that she's
Luffy.
going to be the first person in the MCU that has elastic abilities before
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah.
That's
We're
weird.
gonna get Mr. Fantastic. We're gonna get the Fantastic Four eventually, but Kevin Feige says it's like the last thing they're gonna do with their current slate.
Because they already have everything planned out.
They better have everything planned out because they wrote 2 scripts for Civil War, one with Spider-Man and one without Spider-Man. So like they were planned.
I planned to talk about
Bonkles,
Bionicle
am I right?
today.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Remember Bionicle, guys?
Has Matanui showed up yet?
No.
I'm going to the... Oh, fuck it. I'm going to the bathroom. Wake me up. Wake me up when...
I'm gonna get some food.
I wish I had
no.
food to get.
No, what's happening? This family's falling apart.
Everyone just stormed off from the kitchen table.
Well, while those losers are gone, let's talk about the real story. Let's talk about the real shit, okay? We're talking about Sorel. He's looking at Tarduk's map and he's like, ooh, Red Star, Valley of the Maze? Yeah, these big boys want to see that too. Y'all are crazy for trying to go up there, but I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just a guy. Go on over to the Forest of Blades and the River Dormus, then you'll get to the maze. And they're just like, oh, okay, thanks. And so they
That's
do.
all I needed.
Yeah, that's all I needed, just some directions. And they do arrive at the Forest of Blades. It's called the
And
Forest
they-
of Blades.
I love it. I love this part because they come to the Forest of Blades and they're initially like, well, this seems like a normal and friendly and happy place. Why is it called the Forest of Blades? Oh, wait, is that a person in a tree? No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out all the trees are full of people holding out their swords as if they were trying to fight back.
The trees are people.
But
As
they're
it
like
turns out,
walking
yes.
through the forest for a good 5 minutes before they realise.
Yeah.
It's like morning mist, I think it said, so they couldn't see
yeah.
through the fog till they were right up on the trees.
Yeah, and then they're right in the thick of it.
It's to cover up the loading times. Covering up the render distance.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's just Majora's Mask on the N64. Like
Yeah.
the intro to that. Yeah.
Or Silent Hill on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's probably a better
Also,
example.
Or Minecraft if your computer sucks.
I have it written down that it said that the forest had the sound of the chorus of the dead, and I was like, I think that's a metal album.
I think so. Bar Magna's residents talk about hearing hearing the moans of the dead a lot. I think they just all have PTSD. I think everyone on the planet is just constantly hearing voices.
No, they're hearing the tortured screams of Makuta's victims.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's that. There's that, but also I think just everyone on the planet has PTSD and they don't realize.
I mean, yeah, that
They're just
happen.
they talk about constantly hearing the dead everywhere they look. I don't think it's the places they're looking. I think it's just them.
You're discounting the scientific possibility that it could be ghosts, and I think that's irresponsible.
Oh no! It could be ghosts. And
Remember
PTSD.
2003?
We can all have what we want.
It could be ghosts with PTSD, in which case
So-
they are really the ones in need.
That's too
it could
powerful.
be, like, we were talking about Scooby-Doo earlier. I don't remember if that was actually on the recording or not. We were talking about Scooby-Doo. You know how in Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, there was actually a mystery. There just happened to also be real monsters.
Yeah, the movies always had actual supernatural stuff in them.
Yeah, but sometimes they had both. It's like there was a conspiracy, but also there just happened to be real monsters. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
that's usually how they try and
There were real
explain it.
monsters and conspiracies in all 4 of the '90s ones, huh?
Yeah, and a lot of the other things too. Anyway,
We should,
yes.
we should do.
But
We
isn't-
should do.
Soup!
When the podcast is over, we should do an episode on Scooby-Doo: Return to Zombie Island, because I've heard that is a steaming pile of shit.
Oh, we should gather friends the entirety of Scooby-Doo.
Good
even
God.
even the good stuff.
Yeah, all of it.
That'll be cool because there's actually apparently there was a 3rd season of Scooby-Doo Where Are You that I just never saw because I guess Cartoon Network didn't have the rights to air those episodes.
I feel like every episode of that would be exactly the same, though.
Yeah,
it'd
pretty much.
always be us, like, Josie would be
Now,
saying,
are
I'm
we
meow meow,
including-
I'm a cat, and I'd
Are
just
we
be going,
including? Are we
but why
including?
didn't they know it was him?
So there was a spooky
Are
monster.
we including spin-offs like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue?
How
haven't
could
seen
we
that, so
possibly
yeah.
skip it?
I haven't seen
And
that,
then, of
so
course,
that's
we
good.
have to get into things like Cyber Chase.
So
Oh, yeah.
apparently in Cyber Chase and the live action Scooby Doo movies, most of the monsters that were in that were supposed that the gang recognized, I thought those were just original creations that they were just acting like they'd seen before. No, apparently those were all real monsters from
yeah.
episodes that I hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
Like that tar monster with the big gemstone eye. That was from an episode of season 3 of Where Are You? That I guess Cartoon Network just didn't have the rights to.
Minor 49er, everyone remembers him.
yes.
That guy was in an episode I saw.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
like,
love Cyber Chase. It's real
I mean,
cool.
like old Iron Face, and I think that
Old Iron Face from the one with they ride a shark.
and I think the Sasquatch and I think the Sasquatch with the head of a jaguar.
You know what monster I really liked? The Element Lords.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I didn't.
you know.
Oh shit! There should be a Scooby-Doo Bionicle crossover.
There should not.
There should totally
retract
be.
that statement
And it could
immediately.
literally be called Scooby-Doo and the Element Lords. I love it.
You
Oh,
know
they-
who doesn't like Element Lords? Apparently Kerbal, because he's like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As soon as they get
Kerbals
to the
are
Forest of Blades, Kerbals just like,
Kerbals
nah,
are like,
I'm out.
Screw you guys, I'm
Velma
going
would have
home.
Makuta shit
South
figured
Park's
out
still
in
good.
5 seconds.
Is South Park still relevant?
Well,
Well,
sure.
The
shit.
Scooby-Doo gang are too powerful for this universe.
Yeah, especially Shaggy.
Even Shaggy is too
Oh
smart for
no,
this.
my clipboard is over there.
Let's see who's really behind TuragaNuva's mask.
Oh shit! It's the devil.
Never would have guessed.
Would have gotten away with it too.
If it weren't for capitalism.
Oh dear. But yeah, Kobold turns back. He's like, guys, I'm really not into this. This whole certain doom sort of situation. I'm turning back. Tonic and
And they're
Cortesius
all like,
are about to press on.
understandable, have a nice day.
Yeah,
I'm not into this Mario and Luigi partners in time bullshit.
Liam, too soon.
I was referencing the fucking shrubs, the fucking
Alpha
embedded
Dream
the toads
just
in
went out of
trees.
Alpha Dream just went out of business, Liam.
Oh, they did,
Yeah,
didn't
they
they?
did.
Darn.
Yeah, they did. Too soon.
But,
That's a shame.
But Nintendo bought them.
Oh.
Or they
Good.
bought the rights to the series, either.
Oh.
Something. They bought something.
Well, if they bought the company, that's cool. If they bought just the games that they liked, fuck that. You pay the people, not the game.
I hope that those people continue to work on
Video
games.
games don't need to eat. People need to eat.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's an SCP out there somewhere of a video game that eats people.
Yeah, there's like
You know
a
what
bunch,
else
Liam.
needs to eat? Trees.
And a gourd.
So we finally get to the Element Lord of Jungle.
He's a
grabs
tree boy.
grabs our boys, using branches from trees and pulls them into them, presumably to seal them in the same fate as the other warriors they've seen. But instead, he's like, "Hey, do you know the way?" Well, no, specifically this guy's like, "You do not know the way," immediately, seemingly reading their minds,
this.
but not actually.
This guy.
I like
Yeah.
how all of the element lords we've met so far, immediately their first and only question is, "Do you know the way?"
Yes.
Like, no hesitation, other than the jungle guy, who's very thoroughly convinced that they are not favoured by the queen. But it just seems to me like every single living thing they come across, they immediately ask, "Do you know the way?" and then kill them if they don't.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
Which
is
these
funny
guys have been
because
looking for
apparently-
the. Yeah. Sorry.
It's funny because apparently Cyril knew the way.
They really want to find a thing, and they have no other interest in life. And they're basically like, they're just so desperate that they're asking literally anything that looks like it might know things. Hey, do you know this one specific thing? No? Fuck you then!
Yeah, pretty much.
I just really like the mental image of them wandering the wastelands, just
Yeah.
capturing creatures and asking them.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
they're like the potato dragon, but worse.
They just pull a Harrison Ford every one they see. Where's the way? Where's my family?
Why did you say it, name?
But yeah, Tarduk's like, well, maybe we know the way, maybe we don't. You'll just have to find out by asking us and not killing us. And while he stalls for time, Kobold comes back with a bunch of fire and
Yeah.
fucks him up.
Fire. The one weakness
Fucks him up
of
real
plants.
good.
Yeah.
No one would expect it because he's ice.
As in,
Oh, yeah,
he immediately
Kerbal is
sets the
ice.
entire forest on fire
Yeah.
Yeah, Kerbal
with a
Space
torch.
Apparently the
Mortal
forest
War-
was very dry.
Hey everybody who remembers Spirit sprite animations from BZ Power in the mid 2000s. Hey everybody, burn stuff.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, you'd think that the Element Lord of Fire would have got to this guy by now. Like, the
That's
jungle.
a quote from
Yeah.
Kopaka.
Like,
I
he
assume
seems
it's only so
very
dry.
Yeah.
I assume it's
Yeah,
only so
but-
dry because he's at odds with the Water Lord. So
True, but even so, like,
They're
I don't know, he
very
seems very, very flammable.
Look, just because
keep
these guys are
shriek.
gods doesn't mean they're very smart.
obviously not.
The fire guy keeps trying to fight the ice guy. No one thinks, hey, fire and ice are both strong against plants. Maybe we should double team the plant guy. No, let's just keep fighting each other.
It's like those 6 guys that suddenly had a 7th we didn't expect from the other thing. I genuinely, up until the point where we met the Jungle Lord, thought that these Element Lords were just the names that they'd given the Torah after they, like, teleported there or some shit.
I mean, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
That'd
I'll
be
say-
too cool.
Yeah, I'll say there is a connection, but it's not quite that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they set fire to the jungle guy and run away. And they run straight to the River Dormus. Enter a water guy. The water guy slurps them up as they're trying to cross the river. Yeah.
Ocean Man.
Get in my
Ocean Man. It's the Ocean Man.
Ocean
There he
Man. Okay, Curtis, gotta play the entire
And he
intro of
leads
that
them
episode
to the
again.
land that he understands.
Yeah.
With
Well,
his
he tries
giant hands.
Axon Man the sequel.
Yeah.
Alright,
Well, this guy
excellent.
tries to lead them away from the land, and it's the rock one that leads them back to the land.
Yep,
Rock one wants to
I
go
wrote
all
down,
the
welcome
land.
back to 2007, everyone.
Yeah.
Ocean Man, grab me off the land with your giant hand.
Yep. And and he asks them if they know the way as well. And Tarek's like, okay, look, if you show me, if I show you the way, then you don't kill me, and we'll both get to the place. And oh god, is that ice? Suddenly the ice guy is flat freezing the entire river, including the Element Lord of Water, who is part of it.
But then just as suddenly the rock guy comes fucking screaming in straight down the river like, "Meow!"
Yep.
I love it. Does absolutely nothing other than
goes
smash
through that
straight past
snack.
them.
Yep. Yep, just smashes them straight out the river and onto the banks. And, and suddenly the guys are like, oh, hi. And the rock guy's like, okay, that way is the way you want to go. I'm gonna go deal with these guys. I'm the nice one, by the way. Hi.
But don't take anything from my maze.
Where
or
do you
anything.
guys want to go? You want to go over there or you want to go home? I want to go over there. No, you want to go home.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you guys live, but just remember, if I get whatever's in there, you're all screwed.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He's like, I may be all nice and cuddly right now, looking like a stone version of you, but once I get whatever's in that building that we'll find out looks like a pin, I'm going to kill you all.
Mm-hmm. And so they go off towards this great big gate that is at the maze, which is where they're trying to go, and they figure out, I guess, that it's a teleporter, or someone tells them. I forget. But the
No,
point is,
they neither
They
figure out
They
nor
think
get
it's
told.
like grants as a wish.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's
They
called
think
Spirit's
it's a
Wish. Yeah.
They think it's a wish granting door.
But
So they
actually,
walk
it's
through-
just a
so they
teleporter.
walk- So they walk through it and they end up fucking it up.
Yep. They just
A
wind up face
teleporter
down.
to-
This.
Teleports
The
us
hobbits
to
don't make
exactly
it
the
into the
same place
labyrinth.
that they started.
Yep.
So
It's a very, very helpful teleporter.
Yep.
Well,
so
that was a
earlier
nice
when
Glad I
I-
read all
medication.
that.
Let's
So earlier
go
when I
home.
said this is the most wild of wild goose chases, the thing they were looking for isn't even there, and they didn't even make it to where they thought they were going.
Yep.
That's they just this is wild goose chase squared.
Wild rock steed chase.
They were going.
You have to use the
they were-
Lego toy.
They were on the road to nowhere, and they didn't even make it.
Yep.
They ended up back home, and it just gets even worse because this is after the world ended. Basically, Arturo fell while they were gone, and now
The
they're
whole
there
thing-
again. I'm like,
And
oh
for
fuck.
some reason, by the way, the Skrull are not still occupying it.
So apparently they aren't interested in occupying Arturo. They just wanted to show force.
Yeah. Basically.
And
But, yeah.
show force they did. They fucked it up. They fucked it right up.
Yeah. So Tardek's just like, well, the world's fucked. I'm gonna go back and see if I can get through that gate again.
Yep. The
just
whole story's
immediately decides
pointless
to go
because he
back.
just goes back anyways.
Yeah.
Even though he'll now have to confront the enraged Jungle Lord.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe he goes around the
That
forest.
guy
this
is
time.
going to be fucking livid.
Yeah, maybe,
I mean,
yeah, maybe he goes the long way
planet is a
around.
big.
He burned his
planet-
favorite rhododendron. He's pissed.
I mean, the planet is a big ball. You don't have to go in a straight line. You can go around where they are now that you know where the thing is.
Maybe if you went south far enough, you'd end up back north again.
Or maybe after Mascatuti shows up, he can go there.
But But yeah, I mean,
I honestly have no idea if that's a spoiler or not. 'Cause I
I'm not
don't
sure
really know.
if it actually comes up in the story at all, but this planet is
dear God.
freaking huge. Like,
It's a
it's
big
like
planet.
50 times the size of Earth or something.
Yeah, it's very
I've
big.
heard that it's like 5 Jupiters or something like that.
It's
Very big.
ridiculous. So yeah,
Yeah,
I guess walking
I've
the wrong way
always-
around would be difficult.
Very, very big.
Yeah.
Very big planet.
Yeah, the actual like landmass of the places we visit in the story is like tiny compared to the actual size of the planet.
It's bigger
A lot
than
of it's
space.
just
Yeah,
wasteland.
once you hit GSR, all scaling goes out the window.
Completely.
It's 5 Texases wide.
Especially given,
God damn
as
it.
I discovered today, they have canonized that the big boy is 40 million feet tall.
Yep.
Literally 1.5 times the length of Africa.
Yep.
I
he's
believe
Fucking
it-
stonkingly huge.
Yeah, I believe it's as tall
Yeah.
as the Earth is, more or less.
Yep. Big boy.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
super unrealistic because as soon as he gets close to a planet, it's going out of orbit.
Have we shown him the video? Have we shown him the video of Montanui running along the planet?
Yeah, we showed him that.
It
Yeah,
was
that
in
was
an episode.
Yeah, that was basically to scale, right?
Yeah. It was to one of the scales. There's been a few different scales about how tall he
Yeah.
is exactly.
Well,
But yeah,
probably
40 million
it's-
feet is canon.
It's probably the Faber scale.
I've always preferred to think that he has TARDIS tech where he's bigger on the inside and scale him down a little bit.
Yeah, I like to think of that. I like to think like that too.
Yeah. Oh well.
Because yeah, it's a small universe in there if you just think about it as the size of a planet.
If they'd said
Condensed into shape.
40,000 feet tall, I'd have been like, Jesus Christ, that's a big boy. 40 million. You
Yeah.
never use the word million. You don't know
He's a
what it
very big
means.
boy. He's a very big boy.
Well,
They
they,
say-
A
they
human
kinda
is not
screwed
built to
themselves from the
comprehend a
start.
million.
Yeah.
They kind of screwed it from the start when they were like, "Yeah, Toa are all 7 foot tall." It's like, all right, well,
And they live inside a giant robot.
so if we just scale,
Anyway, so that's the end of Tarduk's little quest. Back to the other guys. Did you know that bone hunters have Polaroid eyelids?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked it up. This is actually a thing in nature in real life. It's called a nicitating membrane.
Yeah, cats have that.
Yeah, along with a bunch of
Humans-
other
All
animals.
humans
cats.
Yeah.
Humans might have had them at some point.
Yeah,
They evolved them away for some reason.
it's basically a transparent third eyelid that goes across your eye and hydrates it while still allowing you to see.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I think that's
and
like what crocodiles use underwater.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
Greg just sort of came up with it mid-sentence.
He's like, "How do I show they're not a gory?"
It's like,
Well,
oh,
they
this
have
character's
another
using-
eyelid. There we go.
This
Yeah.
character's
An eyelid
using
and no
binoculars. This character's using binoculars to look directly into the sun. What can I do to make that not stupid?
Oh, yeah,
I
since
know,
we're
they have
talking
a third eyelid.
Since we're talking about anatomy in this,
Yeah.
I thought all the creatures on this are made of meat. Except for
They
like
are.
Yeah.
the iron, like all the Glatorian and all that, they're all meat.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
80% like
So why are
mammal.
why are the sets, like in the comics and stuff, their depictions, why do they have the same pieces as like?
We've been over this before.
They're made of meat, but they have removable armor that makes
Yeah, I
up
know
most
the
of
armor,
their
but like
exoskeleton.
it's
Yeah.
the same pieces.
Yeah,
Think
so
of it like,
That's
think of
for
it like this.
continuity.
It's
Think of it
basically
like
just
this.
because the toys are made of the same pieces.
That, and
Yeah.
also think of it like this. Think of it like this. They're like ants. They have an exoskeleton, but you can remove the exoskeleton.
Kinda, I guess. It's more just a suit of
basically-
armor.
It's not just a suit of
Yeah.
armor, but it kind of is, but not really.
They have implants, but it's not full body.
Yeah.
Basically, they're made of meat, but they can't go outside and do stuff in just their meat forms. They gotta wear the big boy pants.
Okay.
They gotta put on their
Yeah.
Bionicle pants.
I guess they do.
Yeah.
Bionicle
Bye,
pants.
honey. Bye, honey. I gotta go to work. Don't forget to put on your Bionicles, dearie. Oh yes, I almost forgot.
They are neither
See, what is
fashionable
wrong with
nor
you?
functional.
Oh
Yes.
dear.
Honey, where are my Crocs? Right next to the chainsaw.
You know, I suddenly want to buy
The
those,
laser chainsaw.
somebody made on Shapeways Tims that are Bionicle compatible.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
It's literally just called Tims for your Bionicle.
Yep, I'm sure
great.
Lego will sue them or whatever.
Well, it's been up for like a year at this point, so
Well, so
I've been
the fruit
thinking of
adapter.
buying a set.
Lego
Yeah.
took the fruit. Lego
Yeah.
took the fruit adapters down.
I've really liked Malum, so I've been thinking of buying his set.
he is pretty cool.
He is pretty cool.
That would
didn't
not be
even
a bad
know what he-
investment.
I didn't even know what he looked like, and then I went I was looking to see how much it costs, and then I saw it, and it's like, oh, he actually looks fucking cool as well.
His claws give him like gorilla arms.
If you're gonna buy anything, if you're gonna buy Lego stuff, go on Bricklink. Amazon, eBay are full of scalpers.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, Malum's cool boy. Make sure to
What was it?
make sure to pick up.
$8,000 Kongu.
Make sure to buy like 7 Voroks also while you're there. He's gonna get lonely without his friends.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
And that works because all the Voroks are identical.
Yep.
That does. Yeah.
Yep. Very very masterful. Good job. Good job, Lego. You did a
So
good job.
anyway, yeah. So Pharaoh, the Bone Hunter, he's just stalking the sands, looking for things to do, people to raid, that sort of stuff. And suddenly
Yep.
Gelu approaches with a trade wagon for Tejun. I don't think it's the same trade wagon that Tarex was
not.
worried about getting trashed. There seem to be a lot of trade
No, I
wagons that
think
get
it's supposed
trashed.
to be like a week later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right, because Gelu stopped fighting because of the Atero incident. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, Gelu's guarding this trade wagon, whatever. He's bodyguard for hire now. That's just what he does. What with the Squirrel declaring war and all that. He figures, I should probably just get out of the arena. It's probably not going to last that long. I'll just, take some easy work. Easy.
I didn't like him at first, but now I have grown.
Likewise.
Jello
yeah.
is cool. Jello's cool. Gresh is still my favorite so far.
But yeah,
Really, the goody two shoes? Come on.
He's like Captain America, but green, and green. I like green.
Captain Green America.
Isn't that just
Okay,
Captain
and-
Planet?
Akar is pretty cool too. My favorite Glatorian hasn't shown up yet, so by default it's either Gresh or Akar. And then when he shows up, every damn one of you is going to agree with me. I hope, except for Liam because he's a hipster. Fucking hipsters.
So, anyway, yeah, Gelu and Pharaoh, they have a little bit of a clash because Pharaoh wants to see what's in that caravan, and Gelu's defending it.
Yeah.
But then they do that, that trope, that really weird trope where they just throw away their guns and have a sword fight instead. It's just as dumb here as it is in every single other story, but I guess Gelu
It's not
wins.
as satisfying to shoot you. I need to punch you.
Yeah, I guess. But they're still using swords, so it's not like they're completely unarmed.
I need to punch you with my swords.
Wait, no. Doesn't he, disarm him?
Well, at some
I think
point,
he
yeah.
took his blade, but then he pulled a gun.
I don't
So-
know.
So what it is they both agree to throw away their launchers and go one-on-one with swords. But then Gelu just kicks him and wins. So the swords don't even matter that much.
Is it really only just as stupid as when it happens everywhere else if the guns shoot fruit?
I mean, yeah.
It's like,
But, like,
hey,
But it's the
fruit.
grenade launcher fruit.
Danger
Hey,
fruit.
let's throw our guns away and sword fight. Okay, our guns shoot fruit in this reality. Oh yeah. Now
Toss
let's
away your
Danger.
mango
get rid of these
launcher.
guns.
Yeah. Oh dear.
They don't. They give backstory on what exactly Thornax stew is in this book, as if
Yeah.
we didn't know already. We couldn't infer it from context. They finally explained to us just how ammunition can be eaten safely. It's
Yeah.
And
I
for
really-
some
we
reason they
could've figured
decided...
it out. We could have figured it out, Greg.
I really enjoy how it says that it's rubbery because the Thornax piece is actually made of rubber.
Yeah, it's very rubbery. I asked on Twitter what the most chewable Bionicle piece... Wait, no, it wasn't me. It was LJ asked. LJ asked what the most chewable Bionicle piece was. And some people said the Thornax.
They're pretty chewable. But yeah, so there's like 3 stages of Thornax's life. There's when they're underripe, which is when they're actually good for eating, and good in massive air quotes. You can boil them up, turn them into a stew, whatever. Then when they're actually ripe, they turn rock hard, and you can shoot them as ammunition. And then if they're allowed to ripen slightly further, then they become deadly explosive. And I just love that life cycle of the plant.
Soft and gross, hard and spiky, blowing up.
Yeah, it's
The
a natural
three very
progression.
natural. Yeah, 3 very natural stages of life.
Yeah. But anyway, so Gelu beats Pharaoh, and Pharaoh drops a map of Volcanus, covered in dates and times. And Gelu's wondering, I wonder what this could be.
Which isn't
Pharaoh?
suspicious at all.
Yeah. Pharaoh, what's this all about? And Pharaoh's like, I'm not talking. And then goes like, okay, I'll just let you go then. I don't know why exactly. He makes a big deal about not killing Pharaoh. He's like, oh, if I kill him, then that'll make me a target. But no one's around to see you do it. No one's going to connect it to you.
People will have seen him leave with that particular caravan.
I guess.
Although, to be fair, Pharaoh specifically didn't tell anyone where he was going. So,
Yeah.
for all they know, he could have been eaten by a fucking scorpion.
Yeah. You could hide the body.
You could eat the body.
You could eat the body, yeah. You could eat
This
the
is
meaty parts
squishy.
anyway.
This is Baramagna. Food is scarce.
That's
I
true.
love eating
And
people.
it's
My
got to be
favorite
better
thing.
than eating a Thornax.
Yeah. They never really explain what they eat other than Thornax. Like, they just say, oh, Thornax is disgusting. But they
It's,
never explain
it's all
what else
those
they
other-
eat.
It's all those other animals that we never see. They just talk about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything that,
Why do you think they
don't
have
use-
no more Glatorian?
everything they don't use is
The ones who lose are evicted.
Glatorian that lose too much. That's why Akar keeps angsting over potentially losing in the arena, because he's like, no, if I start to lose, they'll eat me.
Yeah. So, actually, a lot of places seem to be in a bit of Glatorian shortage. Tessara has only got 2, that being Gresh and Vastus. Volcanus at the moment has only got, 3, and 2 of them are complete rookies, and the other one's an old boy.
Are the 2 rookies the ones they sent to die?
Yes. Yes, they are.
I fucking
The
hated
nameless
that.
characters
Why?
died. Oh no!
What was the
Kina
point
really-
of that? Seriously.
Kina really bitches Ragu out for that. Like, what the hell? Why didn't you send the babies out to do it? They're expendable.
Yeah, you sent the teenagers, not the babies.
You send the babies, not the gladiators.
Yeah.
They're valuable.
Oh, well.
I think the problem was that he sent anyone at all. I don't understand what was the point.
He sent people out to ask for help, and then they died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And then
he
help
specifically
came.
sent the 2 strong ones together and then the 2 weak ones together.
But
That's
here's the thing,
true.
though. Here's the thing was
Plot
that
convenience.
he sent people out for help, and then help came. That's a success right there.
I count this as an absolute win.
I count this as a win. Sure, we lost 2 dudes, but help came. The help came. Mission accomplished. I don't know their names, but we'll give them
A noble sacrifice.
We'll give them a grave marker, I guess.
But,
Probably should have written down what the names were, being as I'm the president of a fucking town or the whole planet. I'm unclear. How our society works. Even though I talk about how important it is a lot.
yeah. So, anyway, Gelu does
I'm Ragu,
arrive
vote
at...
I'm Ragu, vote for me.
Okay.
I
Gelu
am
and
the
his
best
caravan eventually do arrive at Tejun, and Gresh is there. He's hanging out on a thing. I think he fought someone in the arena or something, I don't know. And also Metis is there. Metis, the Glatorian recruiter, who I'm just realizing now we never actually see him really recruit anyone. I mean, he kind of does in the next part of the book, but
Yeah.
He
you know,
he only ever threatens to stop recruiting for people.
yeah. I mean,
So
the thing is,
here's
every
the-
Glatorian that we see is already enlisted or has been exiled. So it's just like, what does he
here's the
even
deal.
do?
Here's the deal.
I guess he's
Quote-
waiting for the rookies to grow up.
Here's the deal, to quote God from Futurama. When you do something right, no one's really sure you've done anything at all. The reason we never see Metis doing his job is because he basically needs to leave civilized society in order to go find new people. So like,
Guess.
what probably happens is he leaves this specific like county that we're in, basically, and he goes out and he finds strangers and said, "Hey, you're tall. You want to go fight in the gladiatorial arena?" Basically the shit we see him do in the next couple of chapters, where he meets my favorite guy and brings him up into the place.
See,
Yeah.
I'd be willing to go along with that, except that there's no indication that there's anyone else living on this planet except for in these villages.
Well, they
Well,
do
I
talk,
think when you
they
look
do
at the
talk
maps, the location the story takes place in is mostly surrounded by like liquid sand.
Yeah.
They
So
talk about the
there's probably other
possibility that
stuff
there
they
might
just
be
can't
other-
get to it.
They talk about the other people living here possibly. They talk about there's a possibility there's more on this planet. And again, Metis has to be getting these guys from somewhere. Because he's not entirely surprised when he finds my favorite guy.
That is true.
He's not surprised. Like, hey, I find strange tall people I've never seen before all the time. It's my job. It's literally my job. I'm good at it for some reason. I'm good
Moving
at
on.
it apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, yeah. Gresh and Metis and Gelu, who's also here, they're all, going to Volcanus for various reasons. That's fine, so they all decide to go together. And as they're on their way, they're just talking about stuff, Gresh is like, hey, I'm gonna fight against Akar, because I want to fight him. Yay. And and along the way, they come across a broken wagon. And this broken wagon, everybody seems to ignore them, except Gresh. Gresh is like, hey, we should help this person. They're also going to Volcanus. And everyone's like, especially Metis, is like, oh god, no, Gresh, why are you doing this? The Vorks are gonna eat us, you idiot. Which is fair, because as they carry on, they do end up helping the wagon. And as they carry on, they do get ambushed by a lot of Vorks.
But if they went that way without the wagon, they'd still get ambushed.
Yeah, that is true. But even so, a lot of Aurochs, some very dangerous trade routes going on. People going back and forth. Always seems to be a bit of an issue on this planet. But yeah, they end up getting past the Aurochs by distracting them with shiny things. Which is good.
I like shiny things.
Me too. But yeah, finally they do
You?
actually...
You like shiny things?
Of course I like shiny things. Who doesn't?
I like shiny things.
Shiny things are great.
What the fuck was that?
Shoes?
Did you just pass out or something?
No. Did you?
Did you drop a body or something? What the hell just happened?
Yes. What do you think? What do you think I've been doing all day? I've been working. I've been shopping up a body. How's your day been?
Oh dear. But, okay, the guys finally reach Volcanus. And, that's right, they go to an inn. And they actually do talk about a different thing that people eat, which is burnt sandbat.
Yeah.
Specifically burnt.
It's no good when it's not burnt.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
it's just
it's
too
just not
sandy
good.
otherwise.
It's like cheese. It's like cheese. It actually tastes good when it's burnt. It tastes better when it's not burnt, but you can eat it when it's burnt.
It's like a
guess.
creme brulee. You've got to singe it with a little blowtorch.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
You take what you can get in Mad Max Land.
Yeah.
Even if
They
what you can
complain
get is
about
bad.
Thornax. They can complain about Thornax tasting bad. I'm pretty sure nothing tastes good out here.
I suppose so. But yeah, anyway, Gello and Gresh, they're just having a little chat before, going to bed, I guess, or whatever they do. And Gello's talking about how, he's a pretty old boy. He remembers the whole Core War and all that, which Gresh is either too young to remember or was born after. It's never really made clear. But anyway, Gello specifically... Yeah.
Or maybe he was responsible for it.
Maybe Gresh being born is what split the planet apart.
Maybe his mom gave birth, and he she just shot him out of the vagina so hard it cracked the planet.
You know what? Sure.
Yeah. Mommy Gresh was the strongest Glatorian. Her Kegels were so strong that she broke the planet by giving birth.
No, she's like Ultra Chun-Li. The untold story of Cirrus Magna. She literally just crushed the planet between her thighs.
Well, you know I'm going to tweet that, right? Well, I'm not going to. I'm just going to tweet that Gresh's mom is Chun-Li.
You're gonna tweet that Gresh's mom crushed the planet between her thighs.
Well, no, because I can tweet Gresh's mom is Chun-Li from Bionicles, but if I tweet about Chun-Li's thighs specifically, then I can't.
Why?
Because
thighs are sex, Liam.
Yes!
Fucking Street Fighter!
And Street Fighter is ineligible for being made into Lego ideas.
It is?
Yeah!
Why?
Oh.
There was like a minifigure collection that passed on Lego ideas, and Lego was all like, "Oh no, we're not gonna do this. It's too violent."
Huh.
And they're all like, "What the fuck? You've literally been making Star Wars sets for like ever, and like Darth Vader killed a bunch of babies,
Yeah.
practically on screen."
I don't think Chun-Li killed any babies.
Not to mention Lego The Simpsons has been a thing.
Yeah, but they've been avoiding all of the adult stuff like the plague, like Homer drinks Buzz Cola in Lego Dimensions. They will probably never ever make a minifigure of Mo, except they might, because now that Disney owns the Simpsons, things are gonna get weird.
Oh yeah, hasn't there been a Lego Deadpool?
Yep, there was a Lego Deadpool.
Several.
There have actually been 3 Deadpool minifigures. One from a retail set, one as a duck that was released at Comic-Con, and one as a cowboy that was released at a different Comic-Con. But there was an X-Men set that had Wolverine and Deadpool in it. Neat.
And Magneto for whatever reason.
Yep, they've made Magneto. They've made literal Nazis. They've made allegorical Nazis.
They've made figurative Nazis.
Well,
They've made figurative Nazi figurines.
Hydra is figurative Nazis, and
I thought Hydra was literal Nazis.
So they came up with Hydra because they couldn't just sell Nazi shit to kids.
But they did
in the war times.
Yeah.
So they basically like, well, we can't advertise Nazis to children, but we can advertise fake Nazis to children.
Yeah, the lore is just the Hydra is the post-war Nazis.
Oh, okay.
Basically, this is how merchandising works. They made Indiana Jones sets, and the Nazis were the villains in one of the Indiana Jones movies, and they are featured in the sets, but they're just called German soldiers, and they have very genericized versions of the Nazi uniforms that do not have obvious armbands, and swastikas are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's
just-
better or worse to just call them German soldiers.
Yeah.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah. And there was one of that Pirates of the Caribbean movie that started with Jack being president of the cannibals. They made that into a Lego set.
Okay.
Not to mention, in every Lego set that features lava, there is a trap door that can be opened that you're supposed to just throw people into the lava with.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot.
Yep, Lego does like their violence, except they don't. There's a zombie minifigure that has quote unquote lipstick, but it's very clearly their lips are bleeding. But officially, it's just lipstick. Quote unquote.
I see. Anyway, back to the book.
And
So,
a zombie chef.
Yeah. So
Got lipstick
so
all
Gelu,
over his tum-tums.
So Gelu is talking to Ranu. He's like, "Hey, listen, I was, fighting this bone hunter earlier, and he dropped this map, and I'm pretty sure it's about the bone hunters are planning a raid on Volcanus. This is the book called Raid on Volcanus." And Ranu's like, "I've never heard of a raid on Volcanus. Even that Agori who went around recruiting Glatorian to protect Volcanus from a raid on Volcanus never knew anything about a raid on Volcanus." Because remember that whole My Lego Network campaign? Apparently that's still canon, but also Ranu didn't learn about the raid from it.
He's not a very good president.
I guess.
Yeah, that story really just slides right in real smooth, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
People literally tell him things, and he's all like, "No, that's not what's happening." And then it happens, and then he's all like, "Oh, you were right."
Yeah. Also, I guess Gresh isn't as good a lawyer as you said, Josie, because remember that whole contract he drafted up and everyone signed? They just ignore it.
I said Gresh was a lawyer. I didn't say he was a good lawyer.
Yeah. That's
He has
fair.
not
When he's
passed
the
the
only
bar.
one, he's as good as he needs to be.
Yeah. So, Gresh and Tarex and that Skrull that did it also sign it, and Strack. Yeah, they don't actually help out in the raid, except when they decide to, but not the Skrull. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, the Volcanus, Ranu, the leader of Volcanus, is like, "Look, we need more guys. Let's go get more guys." And,
Time to assemble the color-coded Power Rangers.
yeah, basically. Let's send guys out to all the far reaches of the planet and get some more guys to help out. And so Gelu and Akar, the two good fighters, they're sent off somewhere north. Not even specifically to a village, but just to strike back at the bone hunters before they do their big raid.
It's a good thing they happened to find a village, huh?
Yeah,
I guess.
I put down that Akar's got this plan, and he's like, "You guys go here, and you guys go there," and then he pulls some Gandalf shit, and he's like, "Look for me on the third day."
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah, so Gelu packs some food. Akar's like, "Oh, what's that for? Trade?" And Gelu's like, "No, eating, you idiot." Which I found was a pretty funny line. And yeah, so they go north, following the Skrull River, which ain't that rivery these days. It's quite dry. Those Skrull really have been damming it up.
Yep. Apparently the Skrull have a monopoly on water.
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, everyone just accepts that the Skrull are willing to just fucking steal anything that they want.
Yeah.
Without the fighting in the arena thing. But
I
they'll
mean, yeah,
all accept the Skrull just damming up the river. Not one of them thinks, maybe I shouldn't challenge them to a fight before I try to demolish their dam.
Well, no one can beat them. So why?
But they
bother?
have dynamite fruit.
Yeah, well, so did the Skrull.
Yeah, you shoot from a distance and then you fucking run.
Okay, but think about it this way.
There are a lot of Skrull. And
The
they don't
Skrull,
know
the Skrull
they
live
don't-
upriver, therefore they'd have the high ground, and you can't
Yeah.
beat someone that has the high ground.
True.
Yeah, that's what Obi-Wan said.
Yeah.
And he
Or
knows
as
what's
soon
up.
as he died. Whatever.
He
Well,
knows what's
no,
up.
not when Obi-Wan died. It's
Yeah,
when Anakin died.
Anakin didn't even die, but he did lose.
Well, yeah.
He lost his arms and his legs. Well, he
Because
lost
he
one
didn't
of
have
his
the high
arms. He
ground.
already lost the other one.
Yeah.
You've seen Star Wars, haven't you?
No.
No.
Well, I've seen 3. I've seen the original trilogy.
Good. Yes, those ones.
Anyway.
Those are the best ones, but for meme purposes, I'm going to say they're the worst ones because that'll piss off the nerds.
Anyway. So, yeah. Akara and Gelu, as Gelu finds out right at this moment, they're on a quest to actually, get a sneak attack in on the Bone Hunters. And try and, get them off balance a little bit. So that their raid is not so well planned. And meanwhile, let's see, Gresh is, he's travelling back to Tessara, I believe, to try and see if Vastus will help. Yes?
Sorry. I just typed Gresh into Google to get a reference photo for this tweet that I'm very slow. I'm sorry about that. Tell me, what's your guess for what the first thing that comes up on Google would be?
Is it some kind of porn website?
Oh, I hope not.
Okay, what is it then?
A smiling, fat sports broadcaster named Andy Gresh.
Well, that's an elated gentleman if ever I've seen one.
Yep, he just looks so happy. Holy shit.
I love him. But yeah, anyway, so the other Gresh, not him, is wondering if perhaps
Nope,
the
it's canon now. Andy Gresh is the Bonkle Man.
Okay. So Andy Gresh wonders if maybe the Bone Hunters are working with the Skrull. It turns out they are, but he doesn't know that yet. And also, meanwhile, Pharaoh does an ambush. He ambushes those 2 Volcanus boys, the rookies who were on their way to Tejun.
Yep, they're dead now.
Yeah, just kills them. And Akara and Gelu, on their way to the Bone Hunter camp, stop by some Vorok's place, where Malum happens to be. And Akara's like, hey, listen. Malum, can we, work together? And Malum's like, yeah, I guess. And they do. They go and mess up those Bone Hunters real good.
Basically, okay, so Akar tries to appeal to him like, they're coming to destroy Volcanus. You lived there once, and he's like, yeah, and now I live with the scorpions, with the scorpion monsters. They're my friends now. And then he's all like, well, they're the Bone Hunters, and I was like, oh, Bone Hunters, I hate them more than I hate you. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Gresh is my favourite.
Yeah. I love.
Sorry, Malum.
Yeah.
As bored to shit as I am with not talking about my favorite guy who's going to come up next time, I love these characters. They're very good.
Yeah,
Also,
Malum
I have
especially.
I have to issue a correction on myself from last time. I said that Malum's name, I thought it was referring to. I thought in Latin mal meant bad as in evil. No, he's literally just called bad.
Oh.
Yep.
Not even
called-
evil, just bad. He's bad.
Somebody was at my door. I stepped away for a minute. Did anybody bring up that Gelu said something about how basically they send the crazy people to the farm, aka the desert?
Yeah, that
The
was
farm.
an interesting line. Yeah, he's like, this place reminds me a little too much of the Agori settlements. And I'm like, okay. What's that all
what
about?
does that mean?
Camps, you could call them.
Considering they've explicitly talked about death and murder all throughout 2009 so far, I'm surprised they mention sending crazy people to camps.
Josie's fevered ramblings aside.
Yes. Yeah. All that aside.
Also, I came back and now there's just a picture of a guy.
That's Andy Gresh.
Okay.
Andy Gresh.
In the flesh.
It's literally, his name is Andy Gresh. He's the first thing that comes up if you type Gresh into Google.
Excellent. I love it.
It's going to be the thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay, no, what it's gonna be is like his face on like Chun-Li crushing Spherus Magna.
Okay. Oh, what if Andy Gresh is Gresh's father?
Oh my god, no, he's Gresh's mum.
Oh, shit!
Oh, please. Mr. Gresh was my father.
That's it, that we've solved the mystery.
So basically Andy Gresh and Chun-Li fuse together, Steven Universe, Dragon Ball Z, etc.
And then while fused, they gave birth to Gresh from Bionicle, and that split the planet in 3.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Yep.
This is canon now.
Yep.
So Bionicle Gresh actually goes to Tatara, and he says, "Hey Vastus, can you like help out?" And Vastus is like,
Also-
"No."
Vastus. Just big.
Yeah, he's just the big boy, you know.
I shall ask for help from Big.
Yeah. And Vastus is like, "No, I'd rather like protect my own village if there's danger going on," and that's fair enough logic, I guess. But even so, Gresh is very miffed by this because he's the good boy. He wants everyone to do the right thing and protect everyone else and all be a big happy family, which isn't quite so realistic in this world. But whatever.
The divorce papers have already been signed here. There is no happy family to be had.
Oh.
I want to bring up that like Gresh is more of a Toa than a normal Toa because he's in a world where he doesn't have to act that way, yet he chooses to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
everyone is surprised. Even the two Glatorian who most match that thought scheme. Even they're surprised, like, dude, why are you doing that? We're the coolest people here, and even we're not that cool. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jello and Akar, they're all like, yeah, we'll do the right thing, but like, there's limits. Like, Gresh will literally jump in to almost kill himself if it means possibly doing the right thing. Like, holy shit! He hasn't been jaded this guy,
like that yet.
This guy is the Captain America of bonks.
Yeah. Now, if only he had the experience to back it up.
Well, Captain America didn't have too much experience when he first became strong.
Yes, and
But
look
he
how
did become strong.
He did try to blow himself up once. In the movie when he jumped on that grenade.
Oh yeah, that happened.
According to CinemaSins, that was actually not something you're supposed to do, but he did it anyway.
CinemaSins is a thing that you're not supposed to do, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
You were right about that one thing, though. That was pretty stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, so Kina and Tarex, they're just wandering around. They notice a couple dead guys. Oh, it's the guys from Volcanus. Oh dear, why are they dead? Kina goes to Volcanus to, tell them the bad news, while Tarex goes to freaking bury them somewhere.
Hey, yo, Pasta Band! Why are you doing this? Why my New York accent? Bitches!
It's a bit of New York and a bit of Italiano.
Same thing.
More or less.
Italy, New York, same thing.
Literally the same thing.
Little.
So, yeah.
Do you think in the Big Hero 6 universe that Italy and New York are the same thing?
No.
I mean...
San Francisco and Tokyo are the same thing in the Big Hero 6 universe.
Moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they, Akar and Gelu, that's right, yeah, those two are going to attack the hunters with their Vorox, with Malam's Vorox at hand, and they do so on the strike of midnight. And yeah, it turns out the Vorks are pretty good at this. They take out a lot of the bone hunters pretty quickly.
They literally just Zerg rush the entire camp.
Yeah, and well, it's effective. They do significantly cripple their forces. But ultimately, the bone hunters are just a little too smart and a little too good, and drive the Vorks back out by using fire and swords and those big spicy nuts. And so yeah, you know, they count this as a pretty good win. They took out a lot of rock steeds, a fair few bone hunters along the way, and now the remaining bone hunters are feeling a little shaky. Perhaps they won't fight so well. That's good. So yeah, they're you know, saying their goodbyes to Malum, and Malum says, "Akar, I wish you the best of luck in whatever it is you're doing, and Gelu, happy dying." Which is, you know, Gelu is probably not so good at the not dying part, or something. I don't know. So anyway. Then we get to Kina. Yes, she's, you know, exchanging the news with Ranu. She's saying, hey, you know, dead guys, why'd you do that? That's pretty freaking bad. And Ranu's like, well, there's bad guys coming and they're gonna kill us, so we need more guys. And now we have less guys. Oh no. Oh yeah, and then Kina gets really tsundere on him. She's like, you know, I'll help out, but like, only because it'll help save my own village from future bone hunter raids, baka.
Oh, wow.
Teehee.
It's not like I'm doing it for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, here's the actual quote. She says, save it. I'm only doing this because maybe the fight here will take down enough bone hunters and they'll leave Tejun alone for a while. Not because I think we have any hope of winning. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see then what happened. Gresh comes back. Apparently on his way he met up with the guy from the My Lego Network campaign, and that's when he learned of the battle plans that the Skrull gave him, which he just believes immediately. And
until he doesn't.
Well, yeah, and these battle plans say that those bone hunters, they're not coming from the west, where, you know, people would naturally come from. They're coming from the east, from the Death Canyon, where nobody ever goes. Which, you know, actually kind of makes sense. If nobody ever travels that path, then it's not going to be very well guarded, as it turns out.
Although it turns out it is also very easy to kill everything inside.
Yeah, it's not the best plan in the world, because, yeah, narrow canyon, quite easy to pick people off through there.
It's also super weird that the Skrull had that information.
I mean, well,
not from like an
There's-
outside perspective. But...
yeah.
Whenever Tuma is whenever Tuma is focused on, it seems like the Skrull are basically smarter than they let on as a group. Individual Skrull are pretty stupid, but like Tuma leads them up to be a lot more intelligent than they appear to be.
Tuma is just the pseudo Tyrannex.
Basically, they just know all the battle strategies, and they were like, "Hey, bone hunters, do exactly this, and you'll be able to overthrow his city."
Yeah.
And they do it, and they almost win.
Yeah, so Tuma is basically an analog for Julius Caesar, right?
He just sits around and does nothing, and everyone says he's a great leader. So yes.
Yeah. But, you know, Tuma would be nothing without his information, which apparently he's getting from an Ogori traitor. I wonder who that could be.
If my significant other has a crush on Julius Caesar, say if they ever listen to this, oh crap, was Julius Caesar the same guy as Augustus Caesar? Shit.
No, they're different guys.
Caesar in the Ape movie is not the same person.
For the first time in my life, I'm glad my significant other doesn't engage with our content, because they love Augustus Caesar and are going to be very upset if they ever find out that I don't know anything at all about history.
Although, interesting fact, both Julius and Augustus got months named after them. So, that's why we have July and August.
Yep.
They didn't exist before.
Yep.
Kind of threw off the naming pattern of the months as well, because, you had
It's
like
okay.
September, October, November, December. Those all correlate to like 7, 8, 9,
It's
and
okay.
10.
The SCP Foundation found a 13th month that you only experience if you know about it.
Oh, okay.
What are you
Yeah,
on
wait,
about?
no, wait.
What
No.
what
actually,
diabolical shittery are you spouting?
I fucked that up. Everyone in the world experiences it, and they just pretend that it's that first thing I said.
Okay.
There's a 13th month of the year called Libraria, where basically everyone forgets about it after it's over.
Okay.
This
Right.
is not correct. You are telling me lies.
Yeah,
This
I
is a
am.
fib.
I said it was the SCP Foundation.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I thought you were trying to impart some genuine scientific knowledge.
No,
How could I have thought of this?
I am
How
not
could I have expected
science.
this from you?
Science
I am
has
not
discovered
science.
a 13th month.
Science has discovered a 13th month that nobody remembers when it's over.
Oh
The
dear.
UN has reported that they nuked the entire planet several hundred times and just no one remembers.
So, getting back to those sneaky Skrull, specifically Tuma. He's
Heard
talking
it.
straight.
Put it up.
What?
Put it up. 13th month. Put it up.
Oh, okay. Okay, there it is. You can't remember it because it happened.
Yep. Yep, there it is.
In
So,
fact,
anyway.
you can't even remember seeing it on screen just now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? So, anyway, Stronius is saying to Tuma, hey, remember those battle plans we had and you leaked to the Bone Hunters? Why? And Tuma's like, well, it's a test, you see. If they pass the test, then Volcanus falls. And if they fail the test, then they'll be too weak to attack us back. So, it's a bit of a win-win-win. You're feeling this, fam? And, yeah, I guess it's a pretty good plan all around. So, yes, Volcanus. They're preparing to defend against this raid. Because, they're just a gory. They kinda suck at fighting.
But it mentions they're very enthusiastic.
Oh yeah, they're very.
I like
They
it.
really want to defend their place.
They don't
Yeah,
know.
for
They,
not
They're not
they
like
don't
before.
know how to use knives or guns.
Yeah, they don't know how to use knives or guns, but they're willing to try.
Yeah, I find it really hard to believe that any of them have survived this long if they have absolutely zero fighting skill whatsoever.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't lose their.
It's
they don't
because
leave
they have the
town.
big boys.
They don't
Yeah,
leave. They
I
don't
guess.
leave.
Yeah,
their
like all
walled,
6 of them.
They don't leave their walled city. They presumably have like day jobs that don't involve murder.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think they'd at least know how to use a knife.
Nope.
Like minimum hunting skills.
I barely know how to use a knife, and I don't leave my house.
Are you
That's
secretly
a
in a
joke.
gore?
That's a joke. That's a joke. I leave my house. I go for walks a lot, and I know how to use a knife. I'm a big girl.
Easy reference, you just stick them with the pointy end.
But yeah.
Which pointy end?
So Kina is trying to, train some little guys up to use guns, and they all kind of suck at it, but one person especially sucks at it. And she's like, okay, look, just, go see Gresh. He's got knife things you can do that requires a little bit less precision and a little bit more blunt force, so can you just, do that instead? And yeah, so then we go to see what Gresh is doing. He's putting up rocks in a net made of fireroot vine, and he's even teaching the village leader how to cut it, because the village leader doesn't know how to use a knife.
Yep.
Actually, no, Ranu does know how to use it. It's Metis that doesn't. That's right.
Yep. Mr.
Metis is
Iceborne.
really, really bad at this.
He's got spikes on his head, and he doesn't know how to use sharp things.
Yeah.
Or does he?
So yeah, Metis tries cutting the vine. He's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm too noodly weak. And Ranu's like, you're talking about noodles? I know a thing or two about noodles. and just slices it in one swing.
Chunky salsa.
Yes. Let's see, what else happens? A car gets all sentimental about the fact that he's old.
Yep.
That happens. And then finally...
Sure.
Yes?
He sure does talk about being old a lot, because you wouldn't be able to tell he's old by looking at him.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the writers were excited that characters now physically age in this world.
Yeah. And then Lego showed him what the toys look like, and he was disappointed.
Yeah. It is kind of weird that, a car as a toy is... He just looks like the most physically fit of all of them.
Yep.
But he's actually really old.
I always thought Malum was fucking older than Akar, and from what I can tell, Malum is probably slightly older than Gresh, only slightly.
Yeah. But yeah, Akar is like one of the oldest by quite a bit. To the point where he's really starting to slow down. He's not so good in the arena anymore. It's only a matter of time until, people start beating him left and right.
But not today.
And, yeah.
Today it is he who does the beatings.
Maybe he's not you said his figure makes him look like really big and powerful.
Yep.
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's still wearing his old armor, and inside he's just a shriveled old man.
Ooh, I like that. He's just like
it's them big ass shoulder blades.
He's also what if he's also got in shorts and just inside his armor he's wearing big stilts?
Yeah, no, I'm just imagining he's that
straight
that
up
one
limb adapters.
He's that one character from SpongeBob. That's like.
What if he's like that alien with the robot suit from Men in Black when the robot died? And when the robot body died...
Why are none of you making the obvious Peridot connection?
That's what I said. Limb adapters.
He's like Peridot! He starts out as Darth Vader, but then he becomes a house cat!
Okay.
That's one way to put it.
I mean, you're not wrong about Peridot, at least.
Yeah, when Peridot first showed up, everyone thought she was going to be like Darth Vader, and then by the end of her character arc, she was basically a fucking house cat.
Oh, I was at a birthday party last night, and we watched the Invader Zim movie, and I realized that Peridot is the exact same personality as Zim.
Yep, exactly the same. Except Zim makes the cat face a lot less often.
Yeah.
Damn it, now I gotta watch Invader Zim. Oh.
I watched that recently for the first time.
Invader Zim's great. I don't know. No one knows why Nickelodeon ordered this series.
Anyway, so...
Like, hey, let's hire the guy who made Johnny the Homicidal Maniac to make a cartoon. Oh shit, this is not appropriate for children. Let's cancel it. After 2 seasons.
Lol.
1.5 season.
But, anyway. So, everyone is gathering at the inn after they've made their, main preparations. And Strack turns up. He's like, hey, guys, listen, I know a thing or two about, bone hunters. And, like, they're not just gonna come in here and take your shit and run. They want to kill you. For real. And Ranu's like, oh god, that makes it more difficult. We can't just, like, hide. We gotta fight them. Oh, dear.
Now,
And,
at this point, I made the Akar's Gandalf joke earlier in my notes, but then at this point when Strack showed up, I was like, this is literally Helm's Deep. Strack is Aragorn coming back to be like, no, they're gonna kill all of you.
Yeah. But yeah, thankfully everyone here does, stay and fight, including Strack.
Yeah.
For the right price, of course.
Well, not even that. The guy just is it Gelu who basically just says to him, well, no, he tricks him. He's like, surely you want to help. He's like, then stay you will.
Because,
I'd stay if I could, and he's like, you will.
Yeah, Gelu says to him that Volcanus is sitting right on top of a huge pile of Obsidian, and that, Strack will get some of that if he helps out. There isn't any Obsidian. We never actually follow up on that.
And everyone tells Akar, no one would be stupid enough to believe that Volcanus has all that Obsidian. And Akar is all like, no one except Strack. and Strack is an idiot.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
blinded by money.
Like from what I can tell reading this, after the battle is over and he's told there is no Obsidian, he doesn't even have a fucking angst about it. He has an unrelated temper tantrum, but he just like, oh, there's no Obsidian. Well, damn.
Well, actually, I don't think I don't think during the events of this book anyone actually tells him that there's no Obsidian.
Yeah.
I think he just finds out later off screen.
Oh, maybe he just thinks that they just owe him Obsidian, and they're like, oh, I get it. I get it. They owe me so much, they don't know how to bring it to me. They'll pay me back later.
It's a lifetime supply.
It's obviously just taking a while to mine all of this obsidian they have.
Yeah, of course.
Basically, he just assumes he's going to be paid and doesn't ask about it.
Yeah.
Except he does ask a lot while doing the job. He's like, hey, am I going to get paid for this? When am I going to get paid for this? Am I going to get paid for this? And then when the job is done, he's like, I'm going to get paid for it. No need to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
He's like, they're alive. I'll get money later.
Yeah.
I've mentioned that I really like Gresh and Akar. I like them as characters and I like them as people. I hate Strack as a person, but as a character, he's fucking great. I love him.
Yeah. So finally, the morning of the raid, dawn breaks, and some Ogori alert with the cries of fake sandbats, and the bone hunters realize that it's a ruse, it's a trap, and the Ogori do indeed attack, starting off by setting some falling rocks to block their path, specifically to block their path back, and force the bone hunters further forward towards the village.
Just like Ewoks.
Yeah. And, so they got some more traps. Gelu drops a trap on them, starts shooting them, almost gets blasted himself, but, manages to get out of there relatively unscathed. And then, but between that and, a few other people shooting them and the fact that they're just in a canyon, the bone hunters, they just turn tail and run, basically. And everyone just immediately doubts that they've actually, given up. Because they're bone hunters.
Except Ragu.
Except Ranu, yeah. He's just like, yep, danger's over, everybody go home. I don't need you anymore, fuck off, please.
And then everybody in the goddamn planet tells him, are you absolutely sure? Because we're pretty sure you're full shit.
And he's just really angry at the idea that they could possibly attack again. He's like, no, we've done it, okay? It's done.
Yeah, it's a real good thing that they all believe him so little that they don't even, like, Kina and the other Glatorian only pretend to leave and go home. Because they're like, Ragu is such a fucking idiot that we're not even gonna pretend this fucking idiot. This is why in my horrible 2 weeks, this was the only note I took, because this was such a thing. He's such a bad president.
Yeah, he really is.
He is, like, if they were gonna I'd rather have a bag of potatoes than I'd rather have Ragu than the guy we have currently. But
just to quote Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm just an elected politician. I can't make decisions.
Yeah.
That movie was woke.
Yeah. And yeah.
They should make that into a movie or something.
Yeah. And while they're talking about, how unlikely it is that the Bone Hunters turned away, Kina makes a reference to swearing, which sort of caught me off guard. It's, not much, but Akar says, the fact that they turned tail and ran, I'd call it unlikely. And Kina says, I'd call it something more colourful. What would you call it, Kina? I reckon she wanted to say, I'd call it bullshit.
Probably farts.
Quite. And yeah, Strack is just continually asking when he gets paid.
Yep, he's a good boy. He isn't a good boy, but he's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's not a good boy.
And so, as everybody's leaving, Ranu's like, hey, Metis, I know you. Can we have some more guys, please? You're the guy who gets more guys. We need more guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
The last
sure.
two guys died.
I'll go find you the best guy. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And Metis is like, alright, I'll find you some more guys, but only if you get me more money, and also if I get to organize a match between Akar and Strack. You know, not for any particular reason, just because the people want to see it and they'll pay.
Well, no, definitely for a particular reason, because Strack apparently gets drunk and smashes up a hotel or something.
Oh.
And so he's all like, "Yeah, the people of Volcanus are definitely want to see their guy beat up this guy."
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, everyone's left. Volcanus is alone once more. Akar, still not quite convinced, he's told all the Ogori, like, hey, just keep watch over, like, the Sea of Liquid Sand and other places, just in case. And yeah, Kiri is one of those, keeping watch over the Sand Ocean. And, well, he gets jumped by the hunters. They looped around and came back the other way. And before he can sound the alarm, he's been knocked out by them. Oh dear.
Yep, it's as if Ragu is an idiot.
Yeah, and
It's the worst pasta sauce.
maybe they should have had more.
it.
Yeah, maybe they should have had more than one guy on guard.
Yeah. Maybe they should have given him a helmet.
Yeah. But anyway, yep. Pharaoh and the lot, they do. They walk straight into the village and start ransacking it and killing everyone. And it looks like things are going pretty bad for Akar since he's the only guy there to help. When suddenly Kina and the lot show back up, along with Vastus and Tarix, and they're like, yeah, we were just pretending to leave. We're actually just getting these guys and coming straight back. So we're here to help now. And between the, 8 of them or something, they do drive the Bone Hunters back off. They kill almost all of them, except for Pharaoh. And, they make him run away.
The best leaders are the ones who give the decisions that are so bad that the only thing stopping the world from ending is ignoring the orders they give.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it feels to me like the trip to the other villages was quite a lot faster the second time.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Like they actually just left and came back within a day.
Yeah.
There was an interesting bit in the middle of that battle where Strack was just like looting dead bone hunters like in the middle of the battle, which is quite nice.
Well, see, Bionicle horses are like steam engines. They pick up speed as they move.
Oh, okay. So they didn't even stop in the other villages. They just kept going faster and faster, and then turned around.
Yes, I didn't think out my joke too much, but yeah, sure.
You have to slow them down before you try to turn, or it's a disaster.
Yep. And Lego's train tracks are too small or something.
But
Apparently, train enthusiasts are measuring the tracks and being like, "Yeah, these tracks are too wide. These track corners, they curve too much or too little." In real life, this would go bad. They're bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm a train.
But anyway, yeah, the raid on Volcanus is over. The good guys win, just about. Ranu learns a lesson about, not assuming victory before it happens.
Yeah,
and everyone else learns to help out each other somewhat.
Although Pharaoh got away, so everything's fucked.
I mean, yeah, Pharaoh got away, but they still killed 20 bone hunters.
Yeah, they
That's pretty
killed
good.
20 of them, which was most of them. Apparently, there's only 21 of them. But the big boy got away.
Well, if they can't kill all of them, that'd be too violent for Lego.
Yeah, Lego has a strict 99% mortality rate policy. It's like,
So, shall we wrap this one up then?
Yeah, so we get into the final bits that we read.
We have to keep going another 16 hours.
No. So we get to the mask flying through space. The mask of light. Sorry, not light. Life. Still getting those mixed up, even now.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah,
And Matanui's inside the mask, and he's like, well,
Sure is.
damn, I real sure did fuck this up.
Yep. I really let the
He's
team down.
just flying through space.
I don't know,
I'm at a
I don't know
terrible
how, but one day
I can't believe I forgot I had people living inside me.
I don't know
I was
how,
just
but
too
one
interested
day,
in these planets.
I don't know how, but one day I'm gonna land somewhere and figure out how to get back. But it's not like hurling and flying in a straight line in space. Eventually, I'm gonna be caught by gravity of the gravitational pull of a planet. Oh, look at that! It's happening.
Yeah. I mean, imagine you were a giant robot.
And
To
then
you,
suddenly,
all
and
of
then
these little...
suddenly you were a dismembered face.
Well, all of these people living inside of your giant robot body, they'd just be like germs to you, basically. I mean, do you pay attention to the germs inside your body? They help, but...
Are you aware of all your red blood cells?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, when you take a lot of antibiotics, I can tell you, if you forget about the germs inside your body, they can really fuck you over.
so here's the thing. Here's the deal.
They're quite important.
Here's the thing. Madanui taking care of his body is pretty literal. Basically, he wasn't paying attention to his own health. That's the subtext we're getting here.
Yeah.
He was
wasn't-
too deep
it
into
wasn't
his
the-
work.
It's not so much that he wasn't paying attention to all of the individual cells in his body. It's that he wasn't paying attention to his own health in general. He wasn't making sure that his people were doing a good job. He wasn't making sure that they had their needs were taken care of. That it was like, I feel hungry. Does that mean there's something wrong with my stomach, or that I need to eat? Or look at that shiny thing.
Basically,
Yeah.
he was locked in his lab for 3 weeks and hadn't eaten or slept.
Yeah, basically he's too busy. He's too busy with his work. He's too enthralled with the sense of discovery that comes with his work, and then he contracts cancer and doesn't go to the doctor.
Yeah, basically.
And now he's in space. And now
Get tested,
he's in
kids.
space. And now he's in space. He's trapped inside of a mask. That's exactly what happens every time. Every time.
He's
Yep.
trapped inside of his own spare face.
Yep, that's what happens.
Yep.
That's what happens. That's what happens, kids. When Daddy spends too much time on his work, he dies and has his soul bound to an object that is flung out of the universe, and now he's got to go fight gladiators.
Except really only about 15 minutes away, apparently.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
I love how the ineptitude of Pterodax. He's like, I'm gonna jettison him into deep space, and shoots him directly
Throws him
into the next
directly at
planet.
the moon.
Yeah. Well, not even the moon. The planet that the moon they're on is orbiting around.
Yeah.
So it's
the
very
giant
clearly
planet
visible
right
in the sky.
Yeah.
Here's
yeah.
what you do, Pterodax. You walk to the other side of the planet because you are so big you can do that, and then you fling him off into space. Because then he'll be flying away from the whole planet you're on, and not towards it.
I mean, okay, so the way
You
it's
can even
portrayed...
shoot him directly into the sun. That would be more useful.
So
Your
okay,
plan.
the way it's portrayed in the movie, which we'll get to next time, I suppose, is that he is flung outwards away from the planet, but the planet's gravitational pull is just so immensely strong that it pulls him back.
So this was a bad plan then, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, literally 90% of the directions he could have thrown him in were away from the planet.
yeah.
So basically, then, if this is how it was going to go, maybe he should have fired him directly into the planet, so that he would have crashed as hard as physically possible, and maybe that would have killed him.
To be fair, I'm sure Pterodax knew about the outside world, but he probably didn't know anything. Like, he knew of it, but not about it.
Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he just didn't. Maybe Barra Magna being so enormous, there's no way to fire anything. There's no way to achieve escape velocity. Maybe that was just one of the few things in the entire Bionicle canon that he did not. account
God
for.
couldn't possibly achieve escape velocity.
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
not.
I mean, yeah. Well, the
That's
robot
impossible.
itself can achieve escape velocity, but the robot can't basically, God cannot make a burrito too hot that he can't eat it.
Okay.
God can make a very spicy burrito, but he can't make it so he can't eat. He can't make a burrito so spicy that he can't eat it.
What are you on about?
He's
I get what
talking
you
about
mean.
paradoxes.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is
Oh,
the robot
I
itself
get
can
you.
achieve escape velocity, but it can't like throw something hard enough that it itself achieves escape velocity.
That's not a very good analogy, but now I follow your logic.
Also,
Yeah.
also technically, no, the robot can't achieve. The robot cannot achieve escape velocity by itself.
He can't jump off that tiny, tiny planet and get off it.
No. Is it a spoiler is it a spoiler to explain to him how it actually works?
Yeah, I'd say save that for later.
All right. For now, all I say is the way that Thor flies in the comics.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, in
There's
the
an
comics,
explanation.
In the comics,
A stupid one, but an explanation.
in the comics, apparently, because Stan Lee didn't like the idea of characters being able to fly, Stan Lee came up with the idea that Thor just throws Mjolnir really fast, and at the last second grabs the wristband.
Yeah, the strap on the back.
Yeah.
The strap on the back. Basically,
That's why
the
when he
Wii
hovers, he
remote
has to
strap.
throw it in a circle. Like, just
Yeah,
spin it.
yes. Yeah, he throws Mjolnir really fast, and then he grabs onto the wristband, and that's how he flies.
Yeah.
This is the same company that gave, basically, their version of Aquaman wings on his ankles. So,
So I can say that that is how the robot actually achieves quote escape velocity. We'll talk about what Mjolnir is in this analogy.
So I'm
Let's
just imagining.
Oh, go. Sorry.
So I was just saying, I'm just imagining, like, Pterodax, he takes over the Great Spirit robot, and he shoots out the Mask of Life from his chest, and then he just, like, grabs onto it and flies off.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone who's not Levi knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway. So yeah, for
Now,
now...
I'm imagining Pterodax doesn't know how the robot actually works, and he's trying to get off the water planet, and he's like, "Damn it, just jump higher! Why can't I get? Aren't I a spaceship now? How do I get off?"
Yeah. I mean, it is
what
a
does
plot
the
point
red
that...
button do?
Wait,
It is a plot point that he doesn't know how to work the robot yet, and he's still
Yeah.
figuring it out.
And then eventually he figures it out. He figures it out, and he's all like, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, what the fuck is that thing for? And then he looks at the thing that it is, and is like, oh, I'm supposed to use that thing to fly off the planet.
So at this point, they could technically defeat, like, Pterodax in the big body with just, like, a really big banana peel.
I mean,
yeah.
they
guess.
could defeat.
He's, like,
Pterodax.
he's like a baby trying to learn to walk.
I mean, they could defeat Pterodax in the big robot body the way Miserex was about to. Miserex was trying to basically destroy the central nervous system of his brain.
Yeah.
The central.
The problem with that plan is that that's how you end up with the Kingdom universe, which is where, the entire universe dies and you have to migrate outside.
See, you can't just destroy the whole. You can't just kill the robot. You have to evacuate the universe before you kill the robot. Except,
Which would probably be worse in this instance because now there's no island.
Yeah, that's
It's
true,
just
yeah.
water.
Just on a water planet.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
goes to Maranui now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like the end of Finding Nemo when all the fish get out of the aquarium and now they're in the ocean and they're in these plastic bags and they don't know what to do now. They're all like, "All right, we've done it. Now what?"
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep. So Masanui
Yes.
gets pulled towards Baramagna. He has a very, very hot re-entry. He doesn't even know if he'll survive it.
then
We know
everyone
that
looks
he
up
will,
the
because
sky.
otherwise there wouldn't be much of a story. But
And then everyone
Will
looks
God
up in the sky
die?
everyone looks up in the sky and has different reactions.
Yep.
My favorites are the Skrulls, which are they think it's a weapon.
Yep.
Cute Steven Universe clips. And Jello, who says, "I don't know what that is, but it's my new favorite thing."
yeah, because it just distracted like 6 Skrull who were trying to kill him.
Yeah, but also because it's going to be my new favorite thing.
That true. That true.
Not just his favorite thing of all time.
Oh yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
The one
I mean, when you're on
knows.
Biomagna, you don't have much choice.
Yeah, it's going to be very shiny. It's going to be voiced
That's
by
not
Michael
true.
Dorn.
There are plentiful grains of sand to choose from.
Yeah, but how many grains of sand are there that are voiced by Michael Dorn? I'll answer. Actually, wait. Hold on.
Anyway.
What is 7 foot? 7 feet. I'm gonna do measurements.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna do measurements.
Right.
What brilliant joke could this possibly be leading to?
I
We're
guess
all
we'll
on the
have
edge of
We'll
our
find
seats.
out in the next episode.
Yeah.
I love
Because-
sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere, and it's voiced
know-
by
The
Michael
week-long
Dorn.
You know who else really loves sand? Matanui. Because when he impacts, haha, makes glass.
Makes glass.
Yes.
He does indeed.
Yes.
That's
truly.
a payoff worth the wait.
Yeah. it must be Matanui if he knows that ancient technique.
Showing up Tahu from day one.
Yeah. Before
Do they
he
have-
even is a guy, really.
It's my headcanon. They have wheels on Biomagna, but they do not have glass.
You know, I don't think we've seen anyone with glass.
I
so
don't think we've seen any.
Closest would be like crystal ice, because that's still a thing for some reason.
What the fuck, Greg?
I really like this peer into the inner workings of Matanui's mind, though. Like, how
Yeah.
he's thinking, because he is... Like, the great spirits from the other universes were right. These great spirits, they are dum-dums. He's not clever.
So I've implied that coming up, Matanui is basically my favorite character. He's my favorite depiction of He's my favorite depiction of God in any media.
He's a big
Let's
dum-dum.
save that for the next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah,
and
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna
move on.
explain why. I'm not gonna explain why.
So yeah, next time we will be getting much more into Matanui and his various exploits. But
I
for
love
now,
him.
yeah, for now I think we should just about wrap up. Again, you know, this episode we covered a lot of happenings on Biomagna. You know, some raids, some guys go into places, a lot of point A to point B. You know, people just traveling. Hopefully that'll lighten up a little bit in the next part of the book. But
Yep.
we'll see when we get to it.
Sharky,
For now,
who's your favorite? Who's your guy?
yes.
Hashtags. Who is hashtag your guy?
I have
Is
an
it
answer,
Predac?
and then I have
He
a
is
real
Shark.
answer.
Okay, give us the real answer, and then give us the real answer.
All right. So the answer is my favorite character from Bionicle is obviously Voriki. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, what are you doing? Go watch Reviving Bionicle. It's great. But
Yep.
Yes.
the real answer. Probably Malum right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
He's a good boy.
he's
yeah.
a good boy. He's a good boy.
I really do like how, you know, even though he was exiled and everything, you know, he still just wants to help out, really.
He's my
Yeah.
new favorite.
He just lives with the wolves,
He
the scorpion wolves.
he just really likes killing people.
Well, no, not the scorpion wolves. He lives with the dum-dums out in the forest. Like,
What?
doesn't
Malum
Malum-
lives in the desert with the Voras.
yeah.
Like in
I
a
was like
canyon.
equating it to like those. Did you ever see that? Oh, what's that cult like out in the forest that got shot?
I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck are
What?
you talking about?
There was like
America?
a famous massacre, where like the fucking military basically came in and wiped them out, like
Oh dear.
crazies in a forest.
America.
What?
Yeah, they were like dum-dums.
I know there's like tribes in the Amazon that are untouched by like civilization,
I love them.
and you're like not supposed to have interaction with them because they
What are
don't
they
have the
called?
immune system we do.
So, yeah, there's like an island or something. We've only been able to communicate them via balloon. They like balloons.
Weird.
Untouched civilization.
But anyway, for now, does anybody have any closing thoughts on this part of the book?
I like sand.
I did miss one note I
North
had.
Sentinel Island! That's what it's called!
Okay, cool. Yeah, Sharkwolf?
I did miss one note that I had when they were they stopped to help the wagon, and it said, quote, Gelu liked the kid, and then I wrote, he was green.
That's true, yeah. Gelu has very good taste. He does like the green one. And with that, I think we should just about wrap up. So, next time, let's see, what will we be reading next time? Goodness, we are just barreling towards the end of everything, really. So, next time, episode 19, we will be reading Book 9 Complete Edition. If you're reading the web version, it's chapters 29 through 41. If you're reading the PDF version, it's chapters 30 through 42. And also watching Bionicle, The Legend Reborn, the movie.
Hell yeah! Okay, guys, place bets.
We finally get a movie.
Yes.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Am I going to be able to buy a copy of Shark Tale by the time we record the next episode?
I'm saying yes.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Sharky, what's your due?
What?
Liam, Levi, Shark Tale, yes or no?
What? No, terrible. Go
Am
away.
no. What do you think? Am I going to be able to track down a copy of Shark Tale in 2 weeks?
Maybe.
You don't want to. It's a bad idea. It'll curse you.
I have seen the movie. I am aware. But do you think I could do it?
Through some black magic, I imagine it's possible.
Ooh.
You'd probably have to perform a ritual.
Okay.
You have to sacrifice 3 other Will Smith movies to summon it.
Oh shit! I don't have any of those.
They all have to be not X-Men, Men in Black.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
1,
good.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. They get progressively worse as time goes on, so that's good.
Yeah, and then you end up with the final product, which is worse than all combined.
Men in Black International came out, and I've heard it wasn't good.
Okay, it's time to stop.
It's time to
This
stop.
episode is over.
Shark Tale.
We're done. Goodbye.
Shark
Tale is the
Tale.
logical
Woohoo!
conclusion of Men in Black.
Everybody loves to play with Shark
It's only
Tale.
been foretold the entire time.
Stopping my recording now.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
What kind of Pokemon are you?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yo, take your normal type like Jigglypuff against the ghostly Gengar. The battle's real tough. Thunderbolt's a great electric attack till you get ground down by a Marowak.
What kind of Pokemon are you?